Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Wow.
Did it work?
Yeah, it did.
All right.
We're live.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh dear. Knew that was gonna happen.
Said I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wait, what are you saying?
You're doing the.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I wanted to hear it again. That's all.
Yeah.
Just
It's
wanted to hear
been
it
a
again.
while. Hey guys, welcome to the Casual Misfits Gaming Podcast, episode number 83. I'll tell you're safe because we have the real fully bilingual person here.
83.
Whoa!
Damn.
Did you actually look it up?
I did.
Yeah. The shtick for a couple of years has been that the guy doesn't know how to speak Spanish,
man.
and he actually got it. That's amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Cool. This is the Casual Misfits Gaming Podcast. We talk all things video games, and I'm trying to get this hotspot to work, so we'll see what happens. I'm Matt Rojas, a.k.a. the Dread Pirate, avec moi, in the middle.
Yeah.
Long time coming.
Yeah, I've been around a while. Jason Zahn, also known as the Zahner.
On there.
I didn't do it this time. And on the far end,
And I'm Ate Rojas, also known as No Jeans.
no jeans. This is a video game podcast, like we said, and I don't know why this won't work. This is pissing me off, guys. And we talk,
Well.
like I said, all things video games. So, we like to start every show off with how our weeks have been and what games we've been playing. Zahner, you've been gone for a while, so we don't need like the whole year's worth of games you've been playing, but like,
I haven't been playing much games anyway, so it doesn't matter.
but
Well,
go
it's
ahead and give
summer.
us a quick synopsis of what you got.
All right. So, this morning, I finished finally. This to show how busy I've been. I barely finished the Gears 5 campaign this morning.
I haven't finished that yet either.
Great game. I'm going to just say, I put it on Twitter this morning. I say, it is the first Gears game that didn't leave me in awe. And it wasn't because of the
Really?
story.
Even the third one, or was it the second one?
I love the second. I love the third. I even love Judgment. I thought the story in Judgment was great. I'm just talking about the story and the way that they execute it. I have one huge, and how far in are you?
I think I'm on Act 2.
Okay, but here's the thing: is you guys are both playing co-op,
Yes.
and I have read on the internet that you want to play it in co-op. Well, I always go through the first time solo, and then I go co-op with somebody.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be hitting co-op starting next week.
Why don't you just do it at the same time? I mean, you get the same.
Just because I like to look for all the things, and I don't,
No.
if I'm co-op, I
Yeah.
just want to go through it
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
So I like to look for everything. I like looking at it. It's great. Before I continue, though, Matt, we got someone in the chat.
I can't see the chat right now, but who's
Guess who it is?
You know
Oh,
who
I
it
can
is.
guess who it is.
Yes.
All right. Whew. Welcome to the chat, as always. Senor Leche. Hui, hui, hui.
All right, get that out of the way.
Welcome to the chat, Senor Leche. We love when you're here. Sorry I didn't see you in the chat. I'm still trying to get the internet to work on my computer.
So
Back to Gears.
back to Gears. Okay, so story's great.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely get you with the Gears gut wrenching stuff during the story, throughout the story. It's good. I love
Yeah.
it. I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but
Yeah.
even though I know it's been a while, but
It's been a while.
So, anyways,
If I knew the lyrics to that song, I would go all
Yeah.
the way. I just
Since you said you're
So-
sorry.
so
there's other ones.
anyways, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, I love gaming. You guys know that. I love retro games,
Uh-huh.
but I like games being in their place. So,
Sounds a little bit like segregation. Careful with where you're going there.
no, this makes sense. Okay, like I know we have the bitchin' infrared up here.
So you're saying once they establish something, you like them to kind of stay.
Well, yeah, I like games staying in their lane, like being what they are. And I feel games have evolved, and that's why I have Aloy right here in front of me. Games now, AAA games, campaigns. I'm not talking online. I'm not talking
They can't really
Horde.
see
I'm not talking any of that stuff. Games now, I do feel are an experience. That's why we play campaigns. We
correct.
don't play campaigns anymore for what we used to. When we would play games like I'll talk about in a little bit, Aladdin or Lion King, it was about grinding. It was
Yeah.
about pain in the ass. It was about getting you angry. It was about You need to take longer because if you could just go through this game, you're done in an hour or two. It was about longevity. Gears of War 5 in the campaign blew it so much with the story was so great and they were presenting great. In fact, Act 1 and in probably the middle of Act 2, I was really happy. Mm-hmm. Do you notice how at the end of Act 2, it just got stupid with the boss fight?
Yeah.
And once again, you have I read online that it's much better with two people, but their boss fights, it's almost like a throwback to like a Mega Man game or something like. And the thing is, they're the boss battles, they're not even fun. They're spongy. Do this and do this over again. Bullet sponge. Then okay, now you figured this out. You know what I'm like. You know exactly what I'm talking about with the ice.
Yep.
Okay, so that happened in Act 2. I'm like, all right. I'm sure it'll happen a few more times, and it did. The problem is, so the game goes, and you gradually, like a video game should, the difficulty raises, elevates, and then your boss, it should spike a bit.
Yeah.
Matt, wouldn't you agree that it elevates, and then spikes like that much? Like 4 or 5 levels for even a boss fight. Once again, with two people, I did read on the internet, you don't feel it as drastic, but when you're going through on your own, you could really tell if you had someone else, oh my God, this would be so much easier. But even at that, with a AAA game now like Gears of War or like Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War or any of the Sony ones I'd like to really point out, if I'm going in there for the campaign, I want some difficulty. I want to enjoy the game. I want to figure out things. That's great. But you notice with the PlayStation games, like let's talk God. Did you finish God of War? You did, right?
I did.
Okay.
I thought when we get to my section, I was going to talk about that. Yep.
Okay. Even the final battle in God of War, it feels good. It's fun. It doesn't take you out of the story.
Yeah, it's not too incredibly hard, but it's hard enough where you felt accomplished.
And you feel exactly the accomplishment at the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel Sony has that down so good, and I honestly feel that a lot of these other studios they're really missing the boat on. Look, we have plenty of places to go to be challenged now. We can go online.
Yeah,
I can go get my ass kicked by Lecce any day of the week on Gears of War. I'm fine. I'm good with that. I know that's what's going to happen. Mm. I don't need that in my campaigns anymore. I don't feel that's what campaigns are for, unless you're talking a Bloodborne, a Dark Souls.
That's obviously meant to be hard.
Neo, which is going to be one of the games.
A little foreshadowing there.
Yeah, I don't like Neo. Anyways, so that was, and I hate it because this is the first Gears game that I've really walked away, not just, for instance, I left the credits roll because, I do that.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
But I didn't watch them. I just let them roll. I was like, I was like, it was quite, for me, you guys know how much I love Gears. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love Gears.
Yeah.
And it was just disappointing in that aspect. As far as the mechanics, you guys are playing it. It's great. It's a phenomenal game. Mm-hmm. I love it. But that part really, and this morning when I finished it, I was just like,
oh, you finished it this morning?
I literally finished it this morning.
All right.
And you know me, when I finish a game, like usually of that magnitude, I don't even want to play another game. I'm not even thinking about another game. Right now,
you're
like,
processing usually.
What?
You're usually processing everything you did.
Exactly what I'm doing. This time I'm like, and make no mistake, they did. It's a great story. It is a great story. I just feel that they really take you out of the game, and that's unfortunate for the game. It really is unfortunate. Maybe that's just me, but I kind of feel most of us now when we play campaigns, that's what we're going in for. Like I said, unless we're playing a Dark Souls or a Cuphead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those games, you go there looking for that. Or the other game I'm playing right now, and I am playing both of them, is the Aladdin Lion King throwback. Ooh. From the Genesis.
Did they? I heard something about them remaking.
Yeah. No, that's why I got it on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Well, so actually, I tweeted about it a while ago to the guy who made it, Mike Digital Eclipse, and I tweeted out and I showed a picture. I bought the Switch version, the PS4 version, and the Xbox One version.
You might have a problem.
So, well, no. I switched it and I just said, "Hey, Micah, I did my part." I said, "Switch for my daughter." Xbox for my son, PS4 for me.
That's right. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and he responded, actually. He responded. He's the guy who made it. But, But then I downloaded the digital, so I actually bought 4 copies because then I digitally downloaded the Switch one for me too.
You're like with me in Minecraft. I would buy it for every single
And
platform.
I would do that with the Lion King and Aladdin. To me, those are my 2 non-sports games, favorite games from the 16-bit time, from the SNES and the Genesis.
Yep.
I love those games. I think they're phenomenal.
What about Dr. Mario?
So, I mean, why not play Columns? So it's like, I've been playing those. Okay. Now, I've played on the Genesis Lion King in the recent past. When I say recent, I mean within the last couple of years. I haven't played Aladdin in quite a few years. Okay, now I remember why I always thought that those games are great. Those games are outright, it's close perfect. Once again, grueling as all hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't get mad at those games because that's what I'm there for.
Yeah, platformers are meant to be.
Sorry, I can finally join the conversation
Okay.
now because I think my internet's working. Yeah, they were a time when it was. I mean, like you said before, they were games that were hard to beat, and you had one shot at beating it. If you did anything wrong, you're done.
The thing is,
And that was that style.
and also to that time, GameStop is calling me for some reason.
Oh, what'd you pre-order? Death
It's
Stranding?
probably Death Stranding.
Yeah.
They're telling me to pick it up.
So that time,
That time period,
yeah.
like a lot of games were like that, so people
right.
were used to that kind of gameplay. So now we have such a fragmented games out there, styles of games. It's hard to jump from one to another. Whereas back then, a lot of it was that kind of like platforming. So you had the
Absolutely.
muscle memory. So
Because it was the challenge of like a digital puzzle almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was something where solving it, beating it, almost like athleticism of completing it was the goal. Like you said, in a lot of the new games, it's I want to get through the story. I am so freaking pissed off that I can't get through this right now. And like I do it to myself. I play on the harder modes.
yeah.
I tried playing the hardest mode on God of War, and that was the most incredibly stupid thing I've ever done in a game. It's dumb. Like I couldn't get through a half hour of the game.
Yeah.
I played on, and that's like what do they call it, God mode or whatever that is. The one just below that, which is still above the normal, that's difficult in itself.
Yeah, it was difficult.
The part where it's like back to the athleticism of like old games, but it's a side thing, are the Valkyries.
Well, yeah, those.
That's a side
That's a
thing.
Did you complete the Valkyries?
no.
Okay.
So-
I completed all but the final.
Did you
Okay.
now? Were you playing on like? Does it change if you're on easy,
Oh, sure it does.
or is it just
I
a
played
set?
normal. Whatever.
I'm sure it
I played
has to.
normal.
Because you probably the amount of damage you take per hit, and
Yeah. But see, back to that. That's what I'm saying. Those games were made for that, and that's fine. But to do that, and you know what you just said though too about how, or no, you said it about you get so as soon as you die, you get sent all the way to the beginning like that.
Yeah.
That freaking is happening in like you remember the Gears of War in the past, like so you get to that final guy and you lose. So okay, we get to go back at him again, reset it. No, they're making you go back to the beginning of the thing again.
you said to go back to the beginning.
Well, no,
The beginning of the chapter.
well they still no. It's the checkpoints are farther apart.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
But
they're-
they're not strategically put, is what I'm getting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Claw brought up a really good point.
Yeah.
See, Claw, you got props. To be fair,
Yeah.
the old games were short, so they had to be hard, and I actually do kind of agree with that. Like,
Well, especially back then, it wasn't like now. I mean, first off, we were all younger, so we didn't have disposable income.
yeah,
We would spend, I mean, one game.
Yeah.
Literally, Lion King, to this day, I've never beat Lion King.
yeah,
I have never beat Lion King. Have you beat it?
No, I never had it.
Okay, so I've never, in fact, you remember Numbskully from the Gears community?
yep.
Oh, he's loud enough.
Yeah, I know, I'm loud enough. He actually tweeted, he goes, I remember that game being super hard. He's like, I think as an adult, I'll go back and give it a shot. I said, oh, it's still hard.
Still hard,
I
yeah.
said, in fact,
It'll be harder.
if you beat it even on easy, I said, when you come down to San Diego for the tournament, I'll buy you a steak dinner.
There you
I
go.
said, if you could beat that game, because that game, and when I say that, of course, I mean really beating it, not doing what I'm doing right now.
Going to wherever you want in the game.
No. It lets you have the left trigger. Mm-hmm. As soon as you die, rewind. Okay, but even
Oh,
with
that's
that,
cheating.
dude, that game was
All right.
hard.
Yeah, it is hard, and I do like the fact that you can go to any point in the game. In that,
I don't think it lets you do that.
you can go to any level in the game.
Really?
Yep. Is one I watched the whole trailer. It's a feature that showed on the trailer. You
Oh,
can
see, I
go-
don't even know how to do
Yeah,
that.
you can pick. You like it's like a select mission kind of thing.
It's great, but those are the main games that I'm playing. Disappointed, still love Gears of War, but this is the first time I'm walking away not like crazy happy, which
feel
is
you.
a big deal for me.
I'm actually not surprised to hear you say that, but I'm not happy that you're saying that because I was getting that way towards the end of Act 2, where I was like, this doesn't have the same oomph. Now the first act, that was Gears.
Yes.
So anyways, what'd you play, Ate?
I played since Call of Duty came out. I've been playing a lot of that actually. It's pretty fun.
It is fun. Yeah.
I do have a few gripes about it. Well, really only just one. Is
the tents that you see everywhere,
actually it's not as bad as you would think.
dude. All I see is camping. Like,
What? Well, I mean, because I'm playing like either domination or team or hardcore team deathmatch.
and I haven't done the hardcore yet, but
It's
like,
fun. It's
but
like
the
old
ones that
SWAT.
have like when you have the points and everything, they would just push everybody back, and like even deathmatch, it's like you're sitting there and like there's always somebody in a corner waiting for somebody to come with the ladder with a shotgun.
Yeah, and
Like, there's memes everywhere
What
about
is
it.
the deal about the shotgun? I keep hearing about.
it's a sniper essentially.
Yeah, one of the shotguns is basically like if you're, at the warehouse door and I decide to look over that direction and hip fire, you're gonna die. Yeah,
They'll fix that.
yeah, they'll
They'll
will.
fix that.
And we're talking about that later on today. Another main thing which they haven't addressed yet is the spawn camping, because it's really hard. Like once you get stuck in a corner, all your team is staying there. They're just killing you. There's like only
Yeah,
like
the
two
map
plays out.
construction, like Piccadilly, that's the worst.
Piccadilly and what's the other one with it's like I forget what it's called.
Maybe I have rose tinted glasses on. I remember playing Call of Duty, and there was almost a moral code that you just didn't spawn kill. Am I wrong in that? Because I don't remember spawn kill being a big thing.
It started being a big thing back in the day with the GRAWs, like the Ghost Recons back in the day, Call of Duty, and they had to start coming up with more. Basically, they had to have algorithms that they had more spawn areas. So
Yeah.
if you were getting pushed down here, it feels like they don't have that in this game
Well,
locked down.
Yeah, no,
If-
they don't. They do have like spawn switching, like in Gears of War. If you get too, you'll put you over here instead of over
It's
here.
so delayed, it's ridiculous. Like, and if you're in a territorial one where it's like A, B, C, and you get stuck at A at Piccadilly, you are stuck. You're not winning that
Yeah,
game
it
because
is-
they are just gonna destroy you. The second you spawn, you're just hiding behind, hoping you get a kill over, but you're never gonna make it back out of there if they push up. And there needs to be and you can do it even though it's zones. Just switch. 3 people spawn over here now on the side where there's not a point. Somewhere else besides.
And what stinks about that
behind
map
there.
though is so small. It's kind of hard to do.
But it
that.
could be done. It feels like it's not even just that map. It's like every map. It's you either spawning on this side or this side.
Which is
this
why
side,
I kind
or-
of stopped playing team deathmatch. I played hardcore in team deathmatch where it's a lot easier for you to escape, and I play domination where the maps are big. I like playing like 20v20. maps.
Domination's always my favorite on that anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I like playing.
Senior Leche says, I feel like some new exciting games need to come out. Well, we might have some for you
Eventually.
on this podcast. We'll see. What did I play? Thanks, guys. I thought
I
you'd
don't know
never
if Ate was
ask.
done yet.
I think he was.
No,
Is that all you played?
I played some Sea of Thieves and I played some
I was trying to make sure
Gears
we
of
didn't
War.
hear him say that he's playing.
He enjoys Sea of Thieves.
I know.
Then a big update that came out too, so it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I finished God of War
okay.
That's actually good news.
within the last 2 weeks because we've been gone for 2 weeks. I finished God of War. It was really good. I can say I did not see that coming, and I should have.
Oh,
Oh, really?
which part?
He's not about the sun, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
everything led to that.
Yeah.
But
So-
I think I was wrong in where. Okay, so my issue is I think
Look,
I was
that
wrong.
game's been out what over
No,
a
no, no.
year
Yeah,
now?
but I still want to get. Okay, is everybody okay with us going into like the spoilers of God of War?
I think so. Because, but let's still be cool about it. All
Okay.
I want to know is
What I would say is, oh, okay. Let's see. I don't. I think my timeline. It didn't make sense. That's why it never crossed my brain, because historically, who is his brother?
no, I got you. Yeah.
So it doesn't even make sense to me. So I'd have to maybe go back to the mythological and go, how does this work out?
They're shifting that, and that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
whose kid?
Yep.
Okay,
Exactly.
So that's
yeah.
why that's
so
okay.
that's
so we're at the same. But
yeah.
Remember, God of War always does. Remember, if you look at Kratos from the first series,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of was a mix of a few Greek mythological. He was Hercules.
Yes,
he
but
was,
all the gods took place in the same area.
Yes.
And this one, the timelines all
It's
seem
stretched.
stretched and skewed and
Yes.
different. So because that happened, it wasn't on my radar. Once it happened, I went, oh, that makes a whole lot of sense. Also, how? Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
get
the
it.
next thing,
Like, I understand how that is, but I don't understand how that is. Like, how are you going to tie that into the main story?
Yeah.
But
I guess
it was really cool. I loved it. When he saw the thing on the wall and his son didn't,
it's been a while since I've played that game.
the story.
the story when
Basically the
the
whole
story,
story.
remember his son went forward, and then there was the one behind the curtain that he went and looked at, and he saw it, but his son didn't. What didn't make sense about that one, maybe it will.
Well, I
was
think there
God
was.
too.
Yeah.
Well,
Foreshadowing.
yeah, I guess he just looked still young, I guess. So that would have to happen soon. So that was my. But it was amazing. And then I've been playing a lot of COD.
Have you tried the campaign for that yet?
No, I don't have 4.5 hours to put into a game yet. But
Have you done it?
it just gets really. I'm not even putting it towards that. I'm just putting it towards the multiplayer, just having fun.
No, I played part of it. It feels pretty fun. Like I'm thinking I'm playing on hard, and it's definitely hard. It feels like cool when you're playing the game, and you feel like you're part of the squad. You're going in, and it's like tactical insertions.
Yeah.
It's really cool, and plus the graphics and everything.
Claw brings up the point that Outer Worlds was just released.
Oh yeah, free on Game Pass too. Not a sponsor.
Yeah, so he brings that,
yeah.
and I started jumping into it
Mm-hmm.
and realized immediately when I get into this, I'm going to probably put in the whole 40 hours. So I
Yeah.
backed out immediately. I was like,
Well, that's you
This
in
is
any
my-
RPG.
this is my kind of game. I'm like, I can
It
get into
looks
this.
fun, but it came out the same week that
Yeah,
Call of
same
Duty,
day.
right? Same
Same
day,
day,
right? Yeah. So I just haven't put any time to. But being that it's free on Game Pass, I will at some point put some time into it.
And that's, but it looks
No, I forget.
good.
Is that one multiplayer as well, co-op, or is it just single player?
No. It's basically like, and Claw even puts it here. It's basically a Fallout game because it's
Yeah.
Obsidian who made Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, but Klaus says it's the best Fallout game released in the last 8 years.
No, that's true. Fallout 3 would be the best. I love Fallout 3,
Yeah.
but it should be good. I'm looking forward to that.
All right, we spent a lot of time on what we've been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too long. But it's all right. Let's get into this week in gaming news.
Twigging.
Twigging. It's kind of the beginning of the month, right? Well, it's the 9th. It's close enough for me. What about you? Good?
No, we're good.
Okay. Let's give you your PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold games. PlayStation Plus. I got so almost excited because at the top it said Death Stranding of the article.
Oh.
I was like, what?
No,
That's an ad.
That's if it was on Xbox. It'd be
Yeah,
on Game
you
Pass.
get Neo, which Zoner loves apparently.
No, I never played that game, so I'll probably give it.
Neo?
Yeah.
He's
You in the mood for a new controller?
Uh-oh.
What about 3? Maybe just
Neo made my Scuff controller explode. It had nothing to do with me throwing it across the room.
It was just
It's just that Neo
there
was
was
like
so
so
much-
powerful.
so much power.
It just exploded.
the rumble pack. The
I moved-
rumble pack
I
was
moved
just
the
too
couch
much.
the other day to because you have to vacuum occasionally under the couch. So I lifted up the chair and moved it.
Uh-huh.
I finally found the last piece.
Oh.
I finally found the last piece. But luckily, I have connections, and I was able to turn in my my scuff for a malfunction.
Oh, there you go.
Malfunction.
So if you feel like break, I mean,
It's in the vein of Bloodborne,
Bloodborne.
Dark Souls.
Got it. If you want a new controller and don't have a way to justify it, download a free Neo.
Yes.
And then you can go to your spouse, parents, whoever, and say, my controller's broken. I need a new one. And you can get one of the really cool new colored ones on that they just came out with, like the rose gold and the titanium blue.
Or the Death Stranding one.
Or the Death Stranding one, whatever you
That
want
one
to
you
do.
don't
So
wanna throw.
if you're looking for a free way to get a new
I
controller.
had a scuff, dude. It was $200. It still flew.
And it looks like
Very aerodynamic.
Ginger Dome in the chat just cheered for 20 bits.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Hey,
much.
thank you,
Those will
Ginger
go to
Dome
one of these
81.
guys' new controller after they play Neo.
Yeah. So he's from Speakeasy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, also you can get Outlast 2. I didn't play Outlast 2 because playing Outlast 1 was enough.
Yeah.
Is that the one that I could get like 10 minutes in and I never
Yes.
kept going after that?
Yeah, because you
that
were
game
like-
was scary. as
That's the one I
Yeah.
played. I played it at night with the lights off.
Yep.
With Michael sitting there, and I'm like, I'm not going through this. Like, you got to go through this too. And he's like, dude, why are we doing this? This is the stupidest thing we've ever done. I'm like, shh.
Just
So-
that dude like
Yeah.
doing that motion right there. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't
Well,
like that.
I got into the how you go up and you jump into the window to the hallway in the 1st one.
Mm-hmm.
I got like maybe 10, 15.
That's where your heartbeat starts like,
10, 15 feet into the hallway. I'm like, nope, I can't do this.
Nope, done. Yeah, that game was. So I never played Outlast 2.
Don't they have a VR version of that game too?
I don't know.
I don't know. But I started playing Inpatient a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing like Outlast. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Last note says, you guys and your controllers, how many have you destroyed over the years? Claw says, Ate has destroyed 100 just from playing Gears. I think he was just trying to rhyme. That was a good one.
Yeah. How many have I destroyed? I think I've destroyed. I want to say at least 5.
I think
Are
I'm at
you
the same.
saying for just one console though?
No.
Are you-
And
No, we're talking
okay, I
over
want to make
time.
sure. Okay, 0.
See, you don't care about gaming.
No, I
Yeah.
He
respect.
doesn't care.
he's
He
not-
doesn't-
he's
you're
not
I
a gamer.
respect my controller.
You're not
Here's what I
passionate.
do.
Yeah.
Here's what I do. I get barely angry and I go, and I put it down. And I go, ah, and I like pound a pillow or something.
The first
Like,
controller I ever busted. And so just imagine, these things were not easy to break.
yeah.
PS2.
No, dude. Freaking Super Nintendo. Not being able to beat
Yeah, you need some torque on that.
what's his name at the end of M. Bison at the
Oh,
end
Street
of
Fighter.
Street Fighter 2. Mm-hmm. And literally,
Did you just
I'm
go
in
like-
high school in my hand. And I snapped it. Oh, by the way, it was Jimmy's controller.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure he loved that.
So I had to do that. And then I did break a Genesis controller from, what do you know? The Lion King. So I did break one of those. And then, of
I
course,
feel like the real outlast is Ate's controller saying if they can outlast a game. Like, it's like, can you outlast Neo?
but Jude destroyed Matthew's television. Oh,
Oh, let's not talk about
was
that.
that was
last
that,
now.
was that a Wii accident?
No, it was really innocent, and I felt bad. But he he unplugs the controller, the PlayStation controller, a bunch of
Oh,
times,
did like
and
fly
like
out
it
or
wouldn't go. And he was right by the entertainment stand, the computer, the TV's right there, and he was like, and he wouldn't go. And the finally went, bam, and the handle of the PlayStation hit the corner of the TV. This was about a year and a half ago, almost 2
And
years
there's, like,
ago,
just splinter.
and literally the whole thing went.
they just didn't really have, he just wanted a new TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You should have seen.
I
seen
wasn't
him
even.
tape the controller on there. He's like making Jude. He's like, no, harder, Jude, harder.
No,
got super
that's
glue in
dumb.
the
I put
port.
super glue on the inside.
Yeah,
I don't want to get caught in the
He's like,
inside of the
"Harder,
dock.
Jude,
Yeah.
come on, buddy.
No, but I wasn't even there. Jillian had to call me when I was at work, and she was so scared to call me. She's like, I don't know how to tell you this, so I'm just going to tell you
Maybe
this.
Jillian wanted the new TV.
Maybe. But, yeah.
Why did Outlast come out this month? It should have come out last month for Halloween.
it seems like poor marketing. But
I agree with that.
Xbox Gold,
Yeah, what do we got for Xbox Gold? I forget.
Sherlock Holmes.
That one I'm actually pretty interested.
Okay, so did you ever play the first
The
one?
Devil's Daughter.
All right. Extremely slow moving,
That's fine.
but interesting, and it's a different way to play a game. It really is. Did you ever play it?
Nope.
So I played the first one. I didn't finish it, but I played quite a bit of it, and this one looks better than the first one. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that one a shot. It looks fun. It looks fun. By the way, you could play the first one on Game Pass.
Oh, cool.
That's how I played it.
And then the final station.
What is that?
Wait.
Nobody knows, so we're going to keep going. Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. That's a pretty good one for Xbox 360, but you can play on Xbox One because it's backwards compatible.
Wait, wasn't that an
and
original Xbox game?
Joyride Turbo. Final Station?
No,
No, Starfighter.
The Star Wars one. That's an original Xbox.
I
game.
swear you're right. It is. It was.
Oh, this looks good.
That must be Final Station?
Yeah.
It's like Final Fantasy, the train.
No.
Simulator?
Oh, but it looks like a point and click with your controller. Never mind. I'm not playing that.
Yeah.
That was fast.
Anyways, so those are your games you can
Yeah,
get.
it is. It's original Xbox.
Yeah. That's what you can go
I think we had that
download
for the.
right now. Claw wants to know what accent was that meant to be. You know, there's other British accents besides just yours, man. There's many different regions in England. I feel like you should know that. And last note says, "Ooh, Sherlock."
I don't think she said it that way.
It seems like that's how there was an exclamation point. It seems like that's how they were saying it. This is one you put on here, No Jeans. You want to talk about a little
I'm
bit?
kind of glad you're here for this because this is right up your alley.
This is a light gun, like the old school light guns.
Uh-huh.
That works on your HD TVs.
For what system?
It's its own. It's like its own plug and play.
It's its
thing,
own plug and
but it
play.
has different games and stuff. You know,
Okay.
rail shooters and all that kind of stuff.
When's this coming out?
I don't. What does the article say?
Those look stupid, though.
They always do.
They always, yeah.
You should see my original gun con for the PS1.
It's called the Mars
Yeah.
console, Mars, and it's got different games. Big Buck Hunter Arcade, Qubits.
Wait, the actual Big
Quest.
Buck Hunter Arcade?
That's what it says.
Oh, I'll get that. That's a great game.
It's so easy for you to go like
No, but that's ugly as shit. Look at those things.
Voyage of the Dead. It looks like the ones from back in the day, pretty much. Like,
Oh, that looks worse.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm saying the other ones weren't like amazingly
I don't think
beautiful
it really,
either.
I mean, if it works, I'll use it. And the
It's
way
got final reaction as well.
What I'm asking is this.
$99.
How am I ever going to get shot by a cop if I aim that at him?
well, you can really try, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So that's out if you guys want to
And
go get
The
it.
way it works, because with the traditional light gun, it would use the CRT tubes. The way this works, it has an IR blaster that sits on the table that shines.
Oh, so it works like the Wii.
Yeah, it reflects off of the TV, and then your guns.
So, you know what wasn't used enough was on PS3 because I got a few of the gun games from there with the Move controller and the camera. Mm-hmm. They were really good. Time Crisis 4 was on that. Mm-hmm. That pirate game, the same company, Namco makes those, right?
Okay.
That's on there, and they're pretty good, and they worked really well with that. I do have to say though, for me, the games that if I want to play light gun games now, VR is just better.
Right, but this
$100
addresses I can't afford a massive VR setup.
This addresses a problem nobody has anymore, trying to get light gun games to work on their TV.
It's a fun thing to do.
Just like this would have been excellent in the PS3 era.
Well, no, but I think light games are always fun.
Yeah,
you go
but-
there,
Light games.
what game do you go to first at an arcade?
Yeah, if this told me that it had Time Crisis, the new one, I would be like,
Oh,
all
hell,
right,
even
I'm
the
in.
old ones.
Yeah, I'm in. But it came out with Big Buck Hunter and 3 other games I don't care about, so I'm not paying $99 for an issue I don't
I'm
have.
not saying everybody's gonna.
I'm
going
gonna go play Call of Duty and shoot.
Okay, I'm just saying it's a novel idea. I think.
So I finally
You're right.
played
It is a novel idea.
I
It's a
finally
novelty.
played the Halo one that you were talking about.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
the
yeah.
4-player co-op.
Yeah, the
one?
4-player co-op.
Once
haven't
again,
played that.
that's something that Microsoft needs to address. Why can't I play that on my Xbox One? Come up with a peripheral like this.
my imagination went to me and a big turret thing in my room, and that would be a little much. But you're saying just for this, for this, I don't know, because like we talked about, VR's, it's here. Like,
Yeah. But
All right, so what's next here?
BlizzCon happened. What was that? What was that look? Or that sigh for?
I can't get with Blizzard anymore.
Yeah, we have some issues, so we'll
I can't
talk
get
about
with
it.
Blizzard anymore. I just can't. And I heard that a lot of people didn't show to the event. I'm not talking fans. I'm talking journalists didn't show.
oh really?
Because they're like, no, we can't go there.
There was a
wanna be
lot of
associated
people out
with it?
front that were petitioning it too,
Oh, were there?
Yeah.
I did not know
boycotting,
that.
rallying. The first thing they did though
It was apologize, right?
was apologize. I don't know if that was written beforehand or when they saw all the picketers.
Was there a lot?
Apparently, there was a bunch of people. What's his name?
I'm really letting you guys-
J. Allen Brack came
Okay.
out and said, and here's the quote. It's actually really good. As far as like an apology from a corporate company.
So this
it's
isn't
actually,
like the one that they put on Twitter?
It depends. I didn't see the one on
The
Twitter.
original one a few weeks ago.
Oh,
It was
where they were-
horrible.
where they were
like
like-
dug the hole even
Yeah,
deeper?
no. This
Oh,
was
okay.
this is actually coming out and actually apologizing. Whether it was heartfelt or not, the words were actually decent.
Okay.
It says Blizzard had the opportunity to bring the world together in a Hearthstone tournament. We did not. We moved too quickly in our decision making, and to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with you. We didn't live up to the high standards we really set for ourselves, and second, we failed in our purpose. I'm sorry, and I accept accountability.
Still, not saying freedom's better, but okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's
I mean-
that's that portion of it that he at least came out. I mean, it now actions speak louder than words in this, especially with this situation.
Yeah.
The guy's still suspended, right? So that doesn't help much. Like, and actually, I'm gonna go to the next one, Ate, before we come back to this. Actually, you just keep it
Well,
on
really
there.
quick, I
Jeff-
wanted to ask you guys, because the big announcement, I've never played any of the previous. Is Diablo that great of a game or something? How do I not know?
We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Jay Kaplan, he's the VP of Overwatch. He finally came out saying, after BlizzCon and everything, he was actually shocked by Blizzard's punishment and how hard they went and everything.
I'm sorry. He's the
He's
who?
the
So
VP.
he's probably the guy right here in Irvine, right?
I don't remember. He's the VP and director of Overwatch. So he's very closely associated with Blizzard, obviously.
Obviously.
He is Blizzard. And he said he was shocked, and he actually came out and said straight up, he says that it needs to be reduced more if you feel it needs to be a punishment, or completely eliminated. So he's speaking out his own company. He said, I'm obviously a huge supporter of free speech. It's something that's very important to me. It got me personally. I think the punishment was too harsh, and I was greatly relieved when they gave his money back. I think that was extremely important, but he still feels it needs to be the thing was... Go ahead.
And Claw says, again, he broke the rules. He used his free speech and got the consequences of what he said. Okay. That's true. There has to be rules. I get it. I get it.
Especially during an official
During a tournament. I see what they're doing. I appreciate it. Okay. I would agree with Claw on this until all of a sudden the casters, the people interviewing him, got in trouble. That was kind of ridiculous. Now, should he be fined something? Absolutely. I got no problem with that. I really don't. Just like Claw says, I have no problem with that. But the way they handled it and how extreme they went and how over the top they went, you cannot let people
the
say
issue.
whatever they want at a tournament.
Yes.
You're there about the game. You really weren't there. Now, the guy even knew he would have repercussions. The guy who said it. So I respect him even more, and he was okay with it. It was the overkill and the way they went about
That's the issue.
it.
The crime, or the punishment does not fit the crime.
Yeah.
And the selectiveness in which they go about
Yeah.
picking
Perfectly said. That's
when they're going
exactly.
to enforce that.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
Mm.
Nobody has an issue if you find the guy.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you do
Suspend.
something, but you suspended him for 6 months and took away all his earnings, which was
And-
6 figures.
and you know what? Another thing.
And then you finally gave the money back, and you're like, no, he's still suspended for 6 months. Like,
No, but another thing is this: is I understand what Claw's saying. I get it, but we're still in a country that we have free speech. So when you're in other countries and you don't have full free speech, they don't really get what's going on.
yeah,
So they kind of forget what that's like. So
I
I
just-
understand that.
yeah. So no, but nobody's happy about it. I mean, politicians have written letters from both sides of the spectrum telling them, guys, you literally punished a guy for
And you
saying
are
that.
and you are an American-based company.
Yeah, for saying that. Yeah,
So that gets
you're
real
literally
tricky.
speaking against democracy by punishing. Like, if you wanted to give him a slap on the wrist, whatever. Like, hey, keep that down to a minimum,
And
whatever.
once
But
again,
like,
it is their game. It's their rules.
Yeah.
There is always that.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so even their own company, their leaders in their own company are speaking up against it. So that's interesting too. So it's not like Blizzard as a whole is for this. There's intertwining beliefs and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
it was very interesting for that to come out. Anyways, things that were actually released, things that we're going to care about. Well, I'll just do this one first because it's behind me right now. This is Diablo 2. 4, sorry. I was reading Overwatch 2. Sorry. I was reading Overwatch 2 on the screen. This is Diablo 4.
Never played any Diablos.
I played Diablo 2.
You didn't either.
No.
It was
Okay,
fun.
How are?
They're fun.
I bet Rob Dog probably played.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, yeah, he played it. Yeah,
They're like dungeon
crawlers,
top-down
yeah.
dungeon crawler games. They're fun.
Like the only one I played that was kind of like that game was Titan Quest. It's like an old Greek version.
Yeah,
like
it's
Greek mythology version of.
it's a big grinder. I
Yeah.
can tell you that it's dungeon crawler grinding game.
It's an RPG with.
I can tell you that Claw says Diablo 3 is great.
I mean, I've heard good
And
things
people
about them.
say that they love like on the go Diablo 3 on the Switch. That they really like that game.
Okay.
So
I can tell you I was really impressed by the cinematics. Probably more impressed by these 3 trailers than I have been by Blizzard's trailers in the past. They do good trailers, but these were like over the top. Like, I felt like I was watching a movie on every
Yeah.
single one of them. Whereas, like, okay, they announced the Shadowlands WoW expansion. I've watched the trailers when they come out. The Panda one, the different, like, you watch these and you're like, okay, I don't
Since
want
you
to play
said
that
that,
game.
I just got to check real quick between the three of us here.
Uh huh.
Greatest video game trailer of all time.
Gears of War 1.
Yeah.
DCU Online.
Oh, that one was good.
Do you remember that one?
Yep.
I gotta go with DCU Online. That was amazing.
That was good.
I can't
Especially-
remember that one.
Dude, that's when it was all CG and
Yeah, they were
talking to
fighting and-
Luther in
yeah.
there, they're fighting there.
Oh,
Joker
right.
with
comes
the
in,
rocket.
Joker with the
Yeah.
rocket.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, Diablo 4 was
Gears
announced.
of
This trailer was actually pretty amazing. This guy gets basically convinced to summon what you're seeing behind us, this like goddess of death, Satan type character. Like,
Claw has a good deep cut talking shit right here. Best trailer was Killzone 2. That's
Okay.
some good shit talk right there.
okay.
That's good.
That was an amazing game, by the way.
Yeah, but you realize why he's saying that is because that trailer, nothing from that trailer ever was in
Yep.
there.
Oh, that
yep.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
I remember.
Because it was so amazing.
Yeah.
It was
A.
good.
Rodriguez says that's Lilith, so that makes sense. That's okay.
Yeah. So, it was actually really cool. Really cool. This trailer was really cool. It was like 9 minutes long. Every single one of the trailers were like 9 minutes long. The Overwatch, the WoW one, every single one. I watched all of them just to see them, and I felt like I was watching a video.
Yeah,
it was
it's
really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Overwatch one yet.
It's good. There's a couple moments where like, ooh, like,
Because I heard, like, from what I've heard about the Overwatch, are they going to talk about the Overwatch on this? Or
we can talk about all of them right now in any order. All these were announced: Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, and
Oh, something else?
WoW Shadowlands.
I don't care about WoW.
But the
But-
trailer was good. The trailer was actually really good, but it didn't make me want to play the
Okay,
game.
so here's
That trailer made me wanna play the game.
First came out, we all loved it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely loved
Yeah, we
it.
played it for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you guys? Yeah, exactly. We did. We put money into it. Everything. I did. I even put money into it. How do you guys feel about Overwatch 2?
I'll get
I
it.
don't know, because what I've heard, like some of the things they're adding to it,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really, from other people's views, they're saying it feels more like an Overwatch 1.5,
See,
not so much
for
a,
me,
a
what
full
it is,
new game.
I don't feel Overwatch has a casual audience. And honestly, when it comes to that game, we're casual. We've
Yeah.
played. We've
Initially
tried
when
jumping
it-
back into that.
Yeah,
Initially we did well.
Well, initially when the game came out, it was everybody was playing. So you had casual, you had ranked
Yes.
guys. Now it's more it's like a Rainbow Six. Nobody casually plays Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, it's fun. I went back in there the other day. Not the other day. I'll say a couple months ago. My buddy was like, "Do you play Overwatch?" I was like, "Not in a while." And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna play if you want to jump on." Some dude I went to high school with. I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it." And I sucked using every character. Like I was on there. I couldn't. I was like, man. I feel like I remember being good at this game, and I was like, but I was trying to play like support roles.
And they changed a lot of the characters.
Yeah,
too.
and I was
That's
trying to play support roles, and it wasn't working. And I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna go and be Reaper. That's a DPS style. I know I can do that. And I jumped in there and I wrecked it. And the guy was like, I think DPS is your style. I was like, that just translates everywhere. The support characters I wasn't able to do very well. I wasn't because of different abilities, but
Claw says Battle Royale killed casual Overwatch. And I guess I can see that, and I understand that, but I thought casual Overwatch was kind of special. I thought it
was fun.
it was a very fun game. I really did like it.
I think I agree with Claw on this because
I do too.
at the time in which those games started coming out, everybody was playing Overwatch, and then PUBG, Fortnite, all that stuff.
Oh, I got a question. Since you guys are playing COD,
Yeah.
are people doing that bullshit jump and shoot things on that still like they were on the last?
I've only encountered that
Not
a
really.
couple times.
No, because the other stuff it lent it to that because you could like do double jumps almost and like slide on the walls. It's like you see some sliding on the ground, but it's more realistic, not like these.
I would like for them to put in the physics mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
make it real. I'd love you to jump in the air and shoot a shotgun and see what happens to you.
I don't think you'll fly back.
You won't fly back, but your shot will not go anywhere where you have it aimed at.
Yeah.
You jump in the air and you try to
if
shoot
you
that
notice-
shotgun. It's going here.
Yeah.
It's going there.
Well, if you notice, like when you're moving around and walking and jumping, the crosshairs do widen, and it does spread,
But I want it to be more.
like exaggerated.
Yeah, I don't want him just spreading. I want it over there.
Claw wants to know the real question is what killed Battleborn. Battleborn killed Battleborn. The beta of Battleborn actually is what killed. No, the alpha of Battleborn is what killed Battleborn. When it came out
What do they
with
have
the
in-
trailer, it's Gearbox, right?
Borderlands 3 is making millions for them.
That's fine. And they came out with Battleborn,
Don't worry anymore.
and here was the alpha, and like the trailer for it was really cool. I was like, oh, get your hands on it. So we played the alpha, and very quickly, everybody was like, this game kind of sucks. Everybody got really bored within minutes of playing that
The
game.
concept was cool.
Yeah.
But the
And then we're like,
execution was.
all right, we'll try it when the beta comes out.
Mhm.
No, this game still sucks.
And then they went free to play, right?
I think before the
Yeah.
game was even released,
I
they
think
announced
so,
it was
yeah.
going free to play. It didn't have.
I wonder how many people are actually still playing it.
All right, we got a lot to get through.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time. We need to start rocking and rolling. Well, we got to get back.
Yeah, we got to get up to Lancaster
Lancaster. We got D&D.
because we're nerds. Yeah, I know.
You can't make fun of us. You just talked about all the video games you played. So,
And your love of JRPGs.
yeah.
I do love JRPG.
If you were still the race car simulation NBA Live playing video gamer that you were
In the
20
90s.
years ago, you would have legs to stand on. At this moment,
No,
you do
D&D is
not.
a step beyond. Let's
No.
go. Let's go. Yeah, it is. Let's go. All right, we'll move on.
Can't wait for Nino Cooney to come out.
That was two. I put 170 hours into Nino Cooney too.
No legs to stand on.
That game is
Anyways,
amazing.
Nintendo came out with a game that nobody knew was happening. It was a surprise launch, actually, and it is called The Stretchers. It
'Cause didn't
actually
they-
looks really fun.
Wasn't there another game for the PlayStation that had a very similar premise where you're on like a cart going downhill, like a shopping
Katamari
cart.
Damacy?
No, shopping cart. I think it was like a VR game.
Oh, maybe. But this is think Crazy Taxi for the medical world. This is by the people that made Little Nightmares.
Don't know what that is.
Tarsier.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. These are those guys, and this is basically you go through all these different, like you have to get to the people first,
Okay.
and then you have to put them on the stretcher, and you have to get multiple people on the stretchers, get them back to the ambulance, and then go back to this.
I'll try. I love these kind of games.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you the one you got to play, and you have it in your library if you download every month your free
Okay.
PlayStation games.
Uh-huh.
It's called Roundabout.
We talked
Like
about
yes.
Roundabout
We made that joke too.
is a you're in a limo that drives in circles. It flips, and you have to get through. It's like a puzzle, kind of a crazy
Oh yeah,
camp.
yeah.
But the best part of it is the cutscenes in between. It's like an old 80s VCR kind of horrible movie. It's good.
That's awesome. This looks fun though. It's on the Switch. It'll probably be a good, time waster, portable wise. Like it's not a game I'd probably sit down on my couch and play,
I gotta say, I
but
can't
take the
believe this
Switch with
made
me
the
and I.
news, but all right.
Why
He
not?
put it on here.
It's a brand new surprise. It looks fun. This looks like your type of game, actually.
I know. I still can't believe it made it on here, but all right.
All right. It made it because it was a surprise
Why are
launch
they
that nobody
cutting
knew was coming.
trees on it? What's the point of?
To get your
To be able to get
together,
to get them through.
Oh, okay.
It's
clearing.
puzzle
Okay.
/ crazy taxi / yeah.
play Roundabout.
Looks fun. Another game that it's you're wondering why this made the news. This next one should never have been thought of. AMC. You guys know who AMC is? The people that
American
have
Movie
theaters everywhere. Yeah.
I thought they said it was the network, the channel, not the movie theater company.
It's
It's the same
so,
people.
All right, so no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Wait, maybe is it? No, I
I'm
don't
pretty
think so.
sure it's the same people.
All right, we don't know how that works, but what's going on with this?
This is an airplane ride simulator.
I don't know why.
Like you
Airplane ride
simulator.
simulator.
Like airplane, like you are in coach on a real-time 6-hour flight.
Who would buy this?
And why would you make it?
I mean, I understand games that make you feel uncomfortable, but Jesus Christ, you got to have limits.
And I saw the trailer. You heard like babies crying and stuff in the background.
Does it let you like go back and smack them?
I hope so.
I mean, that would be a fantasy.
You ready?
That's fine.
You ready? Here's Vice President Clayton Newman. AMC has always been committed to bringing visionaries' passion projects to life on screen and now in games. We're thrilled to launch this new label with the debut of Hosni Auji's Airplane Mode.
What kind
It
of a
is-
sick bastard would have this as his passion and his dream?
I don't know. Like, out of all the simulators, the surgeon one, okay, that's interesting. The goat one, why? I don't know. But
I see the
actually,
humor in
there's
it.
enough of humor in it that I'd try to.
This, no.
Who wants to do that?
Like people who play Flight Simulator are usually considered nerds and boring.
And they're flying a plane, though, at least.
Yeah, this is like worse than that.
Like, get on a plane.
How much is?
Okay, but who enjoys being on a plane?
Nobody. That's the thing. Like, literally, it's
No, this deserves to be on here.
it's surviving a real-time
looks-
6-hour
I was
commercial
just gonna
airline
say, it
flight.
looks like a resource-based game.
So
Like that's what they were just showing, like the phone with the batteries dying. What do? You know, it looks like a management kind of game.
kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's where you have to like manage the power or else you'll die. Like, do you die in this game? What's the end like result? Do you like?
I don't know because I'm not ever gonna play that game.
Klaus says in the chat, there's an achievement for this game called the Mile High Club.
Now,
There's
is he making a joke or is
I
that
think
real?
he's making a joke.
There's
okay.
there's this hidden like what if it was like this hidden scene in the bathroom, but it was really the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas scene.
Hot coffee?
The hot coffee mod, yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Like, how do you lose at this game? You just sit there.
Go crazy.
And how do you win? You just sit there.
Yeah, see,
I
look
don't
at
know.
immediately it's bringing up with your mom bad memories. Dude, I've dealt with those people.
You got to say what it is. You can't.
Okay,
just...
it says, Jason, remember those horrible children that wouldn't shut up when we flew to Florida on the red eye? Even on a red eye. Why are you bringing your kid on a red eye, first of all?
Yeah.
First of all, let me tell you, though.
Maybe
that was
you're
like
hoping they're going to sleep.
That was like the best flight and the best time to go. All right. It was right after 9/11.
Oh, so nobody
was
wanted to
flying.
fly, yeah.
Mm.
So we go and pick up this red eye. It cost like a nickel to get a round trip to Orlando. Me and your mom each had our own row. They would kept bringing us drinks, food, everything for free. Thank you for flying. Thank you for flying. Thank you. There was nobody on that flight except those damn crying kids.
I mean, it seems like a trade-off to me. Seems like you can't have your cake and eat it too, bro.
No, but why do you bring kids on the red eye? And if you're going to bring them on red eye,
understand.
have you ever heard of Benadryl?
Yeah.
I mean,
Just put in their orange juice or
I
their
feel like
apple juice.
chloroform's way more effective.
Well,
no,
that
but chloroform can
wears
be
off.
dangerous.
It wears
It
off
can be
quickly.
dangerous. Benadryl
People
will
are
keep
allergic to
them out.
Benadryl.
No, dangerous like the dosage
Oh.
of chloroform.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
I know that because I'm watching The Prodigal Son. Great new show on Fox.
He's taking notes. Okay. Yes.
PlayStation shaking things up with leadership. We were all okay.
Is this
I
news or
was
is this
happy.
nitty-gritty?
It's news. I was happy to see Sean Layden go, but that's just me.
Oh, man, I lost sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a whole bunch.
But
Well, they've appointed a new head of PlayStation Worldwide Studios.
And he is.
He is none other than Herman Holst.
Of course.
He is the
was the-
head of Guerrilla Games. If you don't know what Guerrilla Games is, Killzone,
Aloy.
the one that the Claw brought up, also Horizon Zero Dawn, the smash hit PlayStation 4 exclusive.
That knows how to tell a story and not blow it.
Yeah, you're still bugged about Gears. This guy, he's European. They're trying to bring it. His whole game plan is to make Sony more worldwide,
And globalized instead of
globalized. Yeah,
instead of regional.
regional and
Which Sony did announce that 2 to 3 years ago that this was the direction they're going.
and
Yeah.
he's the person they feel that can take it that direction. He's worked with everybody. He'll now be in charge of all 14 Sony studios. And I actually like this because I think he has a great attention to detail in what it takes to make a game that people like.
Okay. And
And
on
just
what you're
the-
talking about, I was listening to Kind of Funny the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg Miller, to me, made the best reason for this. And it was the same reason why Shuhei was there.
Yeah.
He said, this is the kind of guy that when even such an amazing studio like Naughty Dog comes to him with an idea, he'll immediately know the challenges that they're going to face
Logistically.
with bringing that idea to life.
Yeah.
And remember, Shuhei produced games for years, so I think
Yeah.
it's the right guy.
I think
I
it's-
don't understand why it's happening though. Still, right?
Okay.
Why do you get rid of Shuhei?
Okay.
I know he's doing the independent thing, which is what.
So that was the other portion of it. Shu has been moved on to being in charge of indies, which was because Gio was in charge of indies, wasn't he?
was third-
No,
he's
Gio was
third
Well, he
party.
was-
third party.
Which would be indies, I think.
Yeah, but
yeah.
okay.
they could be
I think
any-
indies were under that branch, weren't they?
All right, so here's how it is.
There's a-
PS3, Sony had the huge indie push.
Yeah.
If you've noticed our PS4 generation, it really hasn't been there. Xbox and
'Cause it was the
Nintendo
VR
have both
push.
really. You're right. That is a good reason. You only have so much resources.
Well, but if you think about the VR push, it's embracing indie developers
Yeah,
It
too.
is, but you didn't get a lot of
Yeah.
those crazy games. A lot of those ended up on Switch or they ended up on
Mm-hmm.
Xbox. Now they're going back to that pulling that indie, so they must see something that they lost. And I understand putting Shuhei in charge of that, but for Shuhei, do you think that was a request? I mean, because that's not a lateral move. That has to be a down, right?
I
don't
would
know.
say it's a, knowing like corporate structure, it was a lateral or it was probably described as a promotion, not even promotion, but a pay raise and a this and a move over here and we need your touch on this, like, because Shuhei does understand that kind of things. He
does have that
understands
touch. That's
he
a
understands
fact.
the indie touch to it. And here's why I think they did it. it's not to say that PlayStation hasn't been doing a great job. But I did feel as this generation was continuing to near its end, there was a loss of touch with the community and the gamers. And you saw it with Sean Layden's responses. I think Shu, as great as he is, doesn't have the touch for the community and what gamers want like Hurst is going to have. I think he's going to be... That. No. I think what I think is Shu is a very likable, loving...
Yeah.
I love the community kind of guy, but is he a implement what the community needs kind of a guy, or what they can get? Like you said, when Greg said he knows how to bring things to the forefront, I think maybe, and this is me just looking into it, maybe they feel that the leadership of Sean and Shuhei was technology in gaming, it was starting to pass them by. And I think it has not passed him by.
You actually just kind of teed off something in my brain that I didn't think about, because I kept looking at it as the bad point of view.
Holst. I said it's Holst. I said Hurst.
One thing I was thinking is I'm seeing PlayStation, and I was starting to feel that PS2, like they were on top of the world so much, they really dropped the ball on PS3. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's human nature when you're on top of the world to kind of get it, like there's nothing that can touch us. Maybe that is why the shakeups there. Maybe they want the fresh faces for PS5 to keep it with the gamers.
Because as you saw it with Sean Layden, remember when the last
PSX?
Was it PSX? It was PSX, and then the one after that was like, oh, we've got a great presentation for you. And I think it wasn't E3. It was Gamescom. It was something. It was the one where they did the different scenes, and they moved the people from place
to
place.
E3.
Okay. It was cool.
Not if you were there, I understood.
Yeah. None of it was needed.
No.
And
that was more a Layden thing.
Exactly. And it was resting on the laurels and thinking that by creating... No, we want to see new, exciting, fresh. And I think they've been resting on their laurels for this last half of the generation, where I honestly think if they didn't shake it up, we would be PS3, we would be Xbox One going into PS5. I honestly think that this is their way of flipping the script and bringing in our Phil Spencer. Because, no joke, I wanted more than anything for them to hire Phil Spencer from Xbox. And I think
never leave my...
I know. That was my
Windows,
unrealistic dream. This guy has worked with every gaming studio, but he loves and respects him.
He helped create the Decima engine too, but so my big thing with this is I hope it works. It'll be good. I feel the same thing as you, that I'm worried, about it, because look at, I love PlayStation. I love PlayStation. I am telling you, the feel right now going into the next generation, if it wasn't for one thing, and by the way, that's probably the most important thing, if it wasn't for having the greatest games, which PlayStation has. I'm sorry, PlayStation has more great games than PC. It has more great games than Xbox. Has more great games than Nintendo. If it wasn't for that, I would put all my chips on Xbox in the next year. They're doing so much right.
But that's the thing. That's my point is
they need somebody
because
compete with
they
that.
did so much right going into this, and you could see them stop caring. You could. And I think, honestly, there was a push for how are we going to compete with Xbox? And I think the push back was from people like Sean Layden going, we don't need to. We've got everything.
I think you're right.
We've got everything we need to do. And there's this guy here probably going, there's so much more we could do.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I think this is a great move. I think there's a very short list of people to take that over and turn it around. And one of them's working for Microsoft. So I think it's a great move, honestly.
I'm hoping Geo comes back.
Claw says if they wanted to change it before PS5, it would have happened 2 years ago. That's if it was a planned, structured, hey, we're going to move on. I think there was pushback from Sean Layden about, He didn't want to do crossplay.
Well, yeah, exactly.
He didn't want to do name changes. He didn't want to do.
Bringing out the notice that. Do you notice how PS Now changed within 2 weeks after Sean Layden was gone?
I said that immediately.
See,
Yeah,
in PS Now, it's now.
Now.
Yeah, it's good.
All of a sudden, they allow the AAA games on there. All of a sudden,
crossplay.
crossplay
Was the next day.
the
after-
next day. I
after
think he
Layden.
was pushing so hard against this stuff, and I think because Shu's a quirky, loving kind of guy, he fits in that indie role.
Okay,
he
but,
can.
and let's just call it out there. If they were to let Shuhei go, the frickin' fan reaction would just
flip.
be,
Yeah.
oh my god, people would go nuts.
My point is he feels that's a great fit for him. You're not getting rid of him in the PlayStation community, and you're bringing in somebody who understands where things are now.
And he's also still well respected. So if he needs,
Everywhere.
if they ask him, do you have any ideas?
That's right.
He's still within the company where they can glean off of him if needed. It's not like he's leaving.
Elasno says his photograph is rather smug.
Well,
he's
he's
European.
European.
Look at Claw. Put your picture on the chat or something. It's a thing.
I saw that when your mom put that, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. I was going to say the same thing as you, but I'm like, nah, let it go.
Claw says it's going to be interesting to see what PlayStation is like going into year 2 of PS5. I agree. I think this is huge. It's like when they hired Phil Spencer, we're like, can you even save Xbox at this point? Well, the answer was yes. Claw said, what? I'm kidding, Claw. I'm kidding. It was a joke. And it's a really good joke. Sorry. So it's a really cool, it's a really interesting shakeup, and I think that means that
Yeah, because they didn't really have this kind of a big shift from the PS.
They've had people leave.
For
yeah, but
generation.
Well,
Did they?
after 4 launch, Trenton left. But,
yeah, this
once-
is the biggest because Layden's been there since like the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been there but
Same thing with Gio. Gio was there since like the 90s.
yeah.
I'm wondering what's happening with Scott Rhodes too over there. I mean, he's really good. So I hope that we don't see him leave.
It'll be interesting, but it is noteworthy. It's interesting. So we'll see what happens, and we'll be able to tell immediately. We can already tell after Sean Layden left them bringing all these things out. So.
Yeah.
Moving on, we'll get through some quick update news.
Yeah.
Gears 5 has an update, right?
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out last week. It's now coming out next week.
Yeah.
They're completely resetting the multiplayer.
When you say completely resetting,
I mean, any level you've went up, anything that you've accumulated, anything, it's all starting from scratch. It's as if day one.
they understand the game has been only out for a few months, right?
Okay. I'm just going to mention
And that
this.
it didn't say beta in the top right-hand corner of the
I happen to
screen?
own an org, so I'm going to go ahead and just recuse myself from this conversation
All right.
to keep myself
You can
from,
back out. Ate,
Yeah.
they understand that this game's only been out for a few months, right?
Yes.
And they understand that there was not a beta symbol in the top of that screen anywhere or bottom anywhere on the screen that said Gears of War 5 beta,
I don't believe that.
because that was before the game released, right?
Right. There was a beta.
Yeah, there was a
before.
beta, and now that we're in the full game, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're confirmed by to the best of our knowledge, we were in the full game, and everybody was accruing experience to rank up in every format of the game. Correct?
More or less. Yeah.
Okay, so this would be the right time to reset everything.
Not at all.
Oh, for what it's worth, though,
Yeah.
if you played it all, they're giving you a cool skin.
Oh, that's awesome. So on top of it, on top of all your hard work that they're
what about-
tearing away from you, they're gonna go,
And it is a bitchin' skin.
here's a sticker.
No, it is a bitchin' skin. It's
I
that
don't care.
Blood Omens.
Yes, I'm sure it's cool, but it's
Now this is just ranks. I'm guessing it's not like not other.
Yeah, not
unlocks.
not anything you accumulated.
Yeah.
No, that all stays
Okay.
with you. No,
Yeah,
no,
but-
of course all that.
But when I go into a game, I want my history to be there.
so
When
don't
I
know how
jump
that
back
gets
into
affected.
SOCOM 2 right now, my rank better be the same thing it was before. I'll walk in, I'm a real OG, you know what I mean? No, so when you walk in, I want to feel like I worked for that.
Apparently,
I
this
earned
has
that.
to do with the outrage from the community. They're responding. They're letting the community know they hear what they're saying.
What are they
which,
saying?
quite honestly,
Yeah,
we
have
don't
you
have.
not-
We don't.
No,
have
when it
time
comes
for
to
6 more
when it comes
podcasts.
to a rank.
Oh.
Why
No,
would
I don't
you-
know what that's not the main thing. It has to
Okay.
do with the way they're tuning the weapons, the way they're changing. They're changing a lot. There's like a lot getting changed.
Yeah.
Do you know any game in, I'll say history, because I was going to say in the current years, but history, that there's been this much, it's not even weapon tuning, weapon like resetting and reformatting.
Fortnite?
Overwatch.
No, they like fix people, but this is like they're the same guns. I understand
here's
fixing
the thing,
character
here's the
abilities,
thing.
but this is fixing the guns.
Okay.
A lot of games do a lot. Like Rainbow Six is a good example.
It's not
They're
even
always
the same game.
They're always changing tuning because they're finding that
Destiny did it. Destiny
I
2
feel
did it.
no, but I
But-
feel like
but-
this is different. This is everything all the time. Like
a lot of games are like that.
no, not every game is
Okay,
everything
so
all the
just
time.
so you know, Matt, I'm on your side. I got to tell you, I believe put the game out there,
Let it run for a while.
deal with it.
Yeah. If
Unless it's-
something's
Everybody
broken,
bitching all the time. Jesus
if something's
Christ.
broken, like,
Like,
you know, I can
legitimately-
shoot through the walls with
Yeah.
this gun and I shouldn't be able to. Oh, this gun has a glitch where if I scope in, I could actually see through 3 of the walls in the map. Or like, if there's something glitchy about it, okay.
Otherwise, adapt.
Yeah.
Why is it this game in particular? I feel like the community complains so much and they're so worried about having the community that they are bending over backwards to switch it and switch it and switch it and switch it and switch it until at some point it's probably the same game that you started off with, but you don't
Goes
really
back to-
know. And then they switch it and switch it and switch it. And it's just, I'll give you an example.
You know-
it's like I design sites, or I design schools, right? And furniture layouts. Once we work with the construction, we do design build, we get everything up to the point, and then we put furniture where it needs to go, where it's going to fit based on the square footage. We actually draw it out and go, hey, this is the best layout with ADA and functionality that's going to work for you. We put it there. Day one. That's not our site. We're doing this for the educators. We think this is great for you. Day one, they go in and switch everything around. We just feel like it didn't work for us.
That's
and then,
great.
and
I'm sure
then,
it still is ADA acceptable.
well, yeah,
too.
we have to make sure it's ADA. Like literally,
just
yeah,
saying.
the warehouse
They
crew will go-
don't.
yeah, they don't.
They don't.
And then we come in and correct them.
Yeah.
We go, okay, I understand you want that there, but it can't be there. 2 weeks later, they want to move everything again. Well, we hired a new person, and we have to switch it. I have literally, when I was running the warehouse, moved one site all the way around over and over again, multiple times for like 6 months straight, every 2 to 3 weeks, because they kept trying to find the configuration that worked for them. Eventually, the last time, right before I left there, it literally was back to what we designed for them, and it was their idea. It was like, well, we think we should do all the decimal on this wall and all the blah, blah, blah. And I just stared at them, and I was like, so like how this was when you came in? And they were like, well, yeah, we think that it'll work best for the. I'm like, yeah, we know that. Like,
That's why we, you know,
I think that's what happens with video games.
Gears reminds me of when I was in the Air Force. There was a saying in the Air Force, and this applies to Gears more than any other game I've ever seen. In the Air Force, let me tell you, you always hear about the 2 best bases in the Air Force, the 2 best places to be stationed. No. It's the one you're going to, and then the one you just left.
Oh.
That's Gears of War.
Yeah.
Gears 5 is going to be the best. They get their, oh, now I kind of like Gears 4. Gears 4 wasn't that bad. And Gears 4 is going to be the best. Oh, no, now Gears 3. I miss
Why'd
Gears
they
3.
change anything? Why don't they change anything? Blah, blah, blah.
It's
Like,
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
fix-
Just adapt to it.
Fix glitches.
Yeah.
I don't care if a gun's OP.
Okay.
Well, to an extent. I
To
mean,
an
if-
extent.
but no,
like,
but once again, though, none of us are playing to win money.
I don't give a crap.
I'm with you. And
No,
by the way-
my
by the
point
way,
is-
the majority of the people playing the game are not playing to win.
No, but even then, it's
they
a bunch
still
of whiny
complain.
babies. That's what it comes down to. A bunch of
maybe
whiny.
vocal minority.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
The
what it
vocal
is.
minority.
It's the vocal minority.
and that's always the problem
Babies.
with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't understand.
I mean, overall, I love Gears, man.
Yeah.
I don't
playing.
mind.
Love that game.
I don't mind fixes. I don't mind patches. I don't even mind weapon tuning. I just don't think you need to reset the weapons every freaking month.
All right. And
Like-
now I will get into a quick little personal thing about that. Okay. I understand it has to be done for the community, whatever. But the main people they're doing it is because of the professionals, right?
Why don't you just make it a different?
I
game
own a
mode?
team.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. We've built this team based on the game that they delivered to us.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden changes could happen. What if I don't? Which I'm keeping my team. I love my team. They're doing phenomenal. But you build your team based on the game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep changing the game.
It's like
Yeah.
changing baseball every month because you don't like something.
Yeah,
about
you know
it.
what? Actually, that bunt on the third strike, it goes foul. That's not an out anymore.
Yeah, that's why like most sports, rule changes happen between the seasons. That's my issue. Like,
Yeah.
why do you change everything? And it's not even just some things. If you just said, hey, we decreased the range on this gun, that's something you could get used to. You know, this gun, we felt it could shoot too far. It's every gun in Gears of War, almost monthly.
They don't like the Lancer. They don't like the
It
Nasher.
gets completely
I want
changed,
this
and
nerfed.
it's
I
no
want this
longer the
buffed.
same gun you were just using.
However, can you?
I
list-
I can't think of a game where it's that bad. I'm telling you. There might be little tweaks, but not to where it's a completely different gun every time you jump in if you play once a month.
Yeah. So what are
But-
some of the updates for this update?
Oh, I don't even
That's-
care.
Yeah, we're done now. Let's
Fixed
move on.
bugs. They fixed some
It'll
bugs.
happen on Wednesday.
There's blah,
13th.
blah, blah, blah. I really just wanted to rant about it. Modern Warfare has some maps coming out, supposedly.
Well, it's the first one. It's the actual update.
Did I do these in the wrong order?
No, you might have.
The modes?
No, there's the update. Then there's the data mined maps, and then modes.
I might be reading this in the wrong order, honestly, or it just came out incorrectly. The DLC. This is DLC maps. And gunfight gets cage, cargo, hook, shoot house,
Yeah, that's an
exclusion zone.
Did you say shoot house?
Yeah, shoot house.
why is that a thing?
I don't know. There's
It
are
sounds
these
like something else.
Okay.
are these a bunch of different maps out there?
Yeah, there's
6v6, 10v10.
So they-
Ground War gets. There's a bunch of maps coming out.
yeah.
Basically,
There's a bunch of maps coming out.
is it 38? Yeah, it's 38.
That was. So apparently somebody data mined the game and found a list of 38 other maps in the game,
Mm,
plus like 24 other modes.
got it.
So we know there's gonna be a bunch coming out, but they announced like those 2 or 3. There was a farm. I forget, it's a Kovarsky farm or something, and then shoot house.
Yeah, I don't think these loaded correctly, so the data's all.
Yeah, so those are the 2 maps that came out, and plus they fixed some of the. There was a few things like they adjusted the claymore because they thought the detonation was too quick, the trigger system was too fast, and the range was too far, which to me it felt fine, but people were complaining about getting
Which gun?
the claymore.
Oh, it worked fine. People were just mad that they don't look for them.
Yeah, check for traps.
That's my issue. Is like people that are used to playing Fortnite. The big issue is people that are used to playing Call of Duty that didn't understand SOCOM. Now it's people that only play Fortnite playing Call of Duty, and they're just run around, and they're used to just smash, 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 run around,
Yeah,
build, 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 build. You don't have to think about
covering
when
your
you go through
corners.
this door.
Yeah.
Go through it slowly. Watch the floor. Look if there's a bouncing Betty. Don't just run through everything, and then the second you hear shots or you see somebody, then start firing. Oh, build a wall. Blah. No. It's you have to play tactically. If I go through a door that's closed, I'm assuming there might be somebody on the other side, and I open it slowly and I look. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get killed by the claymore, but it means that I'm going to check.
You know, isn't it amazing that?
How old we sound?
Yes.
No, but isn't it amazing how Counter-Strike is still basically the most popular
And
that
it
type of game
hasn't really
Yeah.
changed.
for esports and everything.
Yeah.
The more money is in that one, it's still pretty much the same game from 20 years
Yep.
ago. Amazing. Is it 20? It's not 20, right?
I think
Oh,
it has
yeah.
been 20.
It's-
Yeah, it's 20.
It's because
It was on the
I
back
used to play it on on PC.
Half-Life.
It was
Wasn't
a Half-Life mod, Half-Life 2 mod,
I thought it was 1.
or maybe one.
I don't know.
So
It was
how
a long time
Like
ago.
20 years ago.
What's
Anyways,
next?
Battlefield 5 new game mode Invasion.
It's kind of cool.
Can you describe? Because I don't know what it is. It says
It's-
all-out warfare game mode for 64 players, 2 rounds per map. I guess I did know a little bit about it. Said it right there.
Yeah, well, that's why I give you the article to read. So it's basically you have the two sides fighting each other. You can capture, like, I think they have a radar dish, a air hangar. and
Tank factory,
Tank
airfield.
Do you guys play this game?
I have it.
Is it crossplay?
Well, maybe now.
I can tell you that I don't play this game.
Um,
Hey, that looks like Call of Duty on the left.
It is.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the last scene. This is what's on right now.
Got it. Okay.
How long have we been using this program?
No, that was just the. I thought you were like going. That was gonna transition.
No.
So my bad.
But you can.
That was an old map. That's why I was confused.
Yeah. Well, that's when they
Not
added
that
to
one.
the game.
Cool.
But you can capture these points and you can build tanks and airplanes and whatnot, radar just for spotting. So it's more of a, instead of just running and capturing points and shooting. There's some more of a, they
Allows you
describe
to
it
build.
more like a RTS kind of.
Yeah,
a
I was gonna ask. Is
feel
it an
to
RTS? Because you can build tanks and
Yeah, there's it's kind of like
RTS stands for real time strategy. For those
yeah,
that we
but it's
lost
a
on
shooter
that
at
one.
the same time. So it's kind of an interesting mode that I'll probably try, but it won't come out for a little while. I think it said.
All right. Well, something to look forward to in Battlefield 5. We all know that Keanu Reeves is in Cyberpunk 2077. That was one of the coolest
Unveils.
unveils
Yeah.
ever that they've ever done. I jumped off my couch. Me and Ate were texting each other when they announced that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. When apparently he likes the game so much that he actually had his screen time doubled.
He wanted to be in it.
He wanted to be in it so much more that he actually, whatever screen time he had when we were talking, when this was announced,
Yeah.
he asked them if he could have a screen time double, basically, and he is. So he's in the game more now.
Wow.
Imagine having that kind of
power.
pull, right?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They were like, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
You want to? We'll change the main character. You want to change the main character? You can be the main character. What do you want to do? That poor other guy. What? You're scrapped. Keanu's in.
Yeah, I'm hoping this game really lives up to the hype. It looks beautiful. It looks cool.
I mean, they made The Witcher, so we'll see. The Witcher
Yeah,
3, I mean,
yeah. That'll be cool to see. So, I think those are all the little update news on Twiggin.
What'd you say?
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. No, I already had Twiggin in my head. So
the
I
nitty-gritty.
think we can get into the nitty gritty.
What's the nitty gritty this week?
I don't know.
This-
What is it, Matthew?
This one's fun. The nitty gritty, in case you guys don't know what the nitty gritty is, it's where we spend way too much time on one topic. Like we haven't done that
Unlike the rest of this show.
at any point in this show. This is completely different than the rest of the show.
Have you noticed that lately our
because-
nitty gritties are getting shorter and our podcast articles are getting
Yeah,
longer?
it flows the way it flows.
Nobody knows this. This is completely different than the rest of the show because we
Absolutely.
spend way too much thought and discussion on something that could be controversial.
I'm telling you, we really need to bleed into this with that Gladys Knight and the Pips nitty gritty song. Go ahead.
Okay, we can do that. No, we can do it.
Are you?
Less
Yeah,
than 30 seconds.
No, it's less than
It's-
7.
7. No, we can do it. So I just need to spend time and start creating all these things because I've got ideas and I think that's a good idea. Anyways, the nitty gritty. It's a deep dive. The deepest of dives that we'll do on this show.
Last note asked, can you guys get Keanu on our podcast?
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
call
let
us
me
I'll give
call
him a
him
holler.
right up.
Yeah.
Hold on, where's my phone? Keanu. What up, dog?
So hey, Dread Pirate, how's it going?
Yeah, I wish I had that kind of pull. Anybody who knows Keanu, have him give us a call. That'd be amazing.
I know a guy that looks like him.
That'd be awesome. Anyways, the nitty gritty. What is this topic about? We've been talking a lot about China lately, specifically Hong Kong.
Oh yeah,
It's in China, Ate.
now it is.
Exactly.
You seemed kind of bitter about that.
The last
Anyways,
democratic oasis in China.
anyways, they feel that gamers are gaming too much. They feel,
But when you say gamers, it's children, right?
yes,
Only
they
children.
anybody under 18.
Okay.
They feel they are gaming too much. They feel that the reason their academics are going down across China,
Which
It's
is like
be-
an A-, by the way.
yeah, which like, which is like
You know, my daughter told me about a game because she's at UC Riverside, and she has a lot of Asian friends over there. Apparently, there's this game. It's a board, like one of the, like kind of like the Cards Against Humanity kind of thing, right? But it starts with an A is for something, and the entire game is based on Asian children disappointing their parents.
what the
And all the Asian kids play it, and they crack up about. And it has to do like on your lines about getting that A- instead of the A.
That's so funny. So they feel that video games are causing an addiction among young kids. We've already talked about this in the show. We don't need to talk about that portion too much. Also, that there's a rise in nearsightedness. As
There's a joke there too.
no,
no,
hey,
you can't make.
You know what? Honestly, my kid's pediatrician said years ago that this stuff is going to make all that happen.
Yeah, I remember reading
That
articles about
said that everybody's gonna. He says you need your kids because nobody's looking there anymore, so your eyes aren't getting the exercise anymore.
Nobody's going outside.
Oh, so I've had bad eyesight since I was 9, and I didn't have a video game console then. So I don't really feel bad for anybody.
You were looking at books the whole time.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for anybody. Just put on a pair of glasses. Who cares? But that's my completely biased opinion. So, because of these concerns, the appropriate thing that you would feel they would do would be what? Maybe put out a mass warning to the parents and tell them, hey, this is causing this. Maybe
Maybe do what our government
Wait a
does.
minute.
Maybe
but-
re-
Are you
maybe-
talking about giving your people a choice?
yeah, so that's what I'm. Yeah, so like something like that. Like
That doesn't
maybe,
work there.
maybe tell them, hey, you might want to just be careful. Maybe read the, like how we tell parents to read the rating on it, or
Kinda like
hey,
an ad council kind of a thing.
yeah, like here's some parental controls. You could restrict your kids, your game time. It might behoove you to do this. If you don't, you're the parent. That's probably what they would do.
Well, they are pretty, Yeah, no, that's definitely.
That's definitely. Or they could go the exact opposite way, which seems to be what
Communism?
they are doing. Communism. And no one.
No, they're a republic. Didn't you know?
Okay. No one.
Real quick interruption. So the game, if anybody wants to look it up, it's called A for Average. This game is something else.
Last note says the oppressive regime has nothing to do with grades dropping. They have put pretty strict restrictions on all children in China. They have the ability to only play 90 minutes a day.
90 minutes a day.
Okay.
They can play no longer than that on the weekdays.
How do they know?
I think
They know. Hold on,
Because-
I'll give you the restrictions.
Okay.
90 minutes a day on the weekdays, and weekends up to 3 hours, it looks like. They can only play games if you are under 18. You can only play games between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m.
Okay.
And the way they're going to track it is every kid has an identification number.
Oh.
And every
good.
time, yeah, every
yeah.
time,
Yeah, that's,
I
And
remember
every
the Germans
kid-
doing this once.
yeah, so I was actually going to get there. Every kid has a unique ID number, and they have to register with their actual name, their government name.
So they can't use their gamer tag?
No.
Oh. they should.
When you sign on, they probably have a gamer tag, but when you sign on from your console or your phone, well, you don't have a console there, from your phone, you will sign in with your unique ID, and they will restrict you. They will not let you go online if you have played 90 minutes. So really, this is like Xbox is giving you the gamer things, like the gamer points that you could buy before, where you spend so much for 1,500, but nothing costs 1,500.
We're looking at this all wrong. This has nothing to do with their own people. This is an attack against their neighbor they don't like, Japan. They don't want any of these kids playing JRPGs because if you're only putting in an hour and a half a day, that's just not enough, and you can't even get into it.
Well, that's the point. My point is like the Microsoft. Remember how they had to switch to actual dollar amounts?
Yeah.
Because before that, you would spend so much, but you'd have to spend more because you'd end up with 200 points left, but everything costs 300 or more. That's what you're going to find yourself in, where you've got 10 minutes left, but the COD game is going to take 15, so why even play? Or you're going to get shut off, whatever. That's messed up in itself. What's more messed up is the fact that they're doing anything to restrict kids. I feel like that's a parent's job, but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Also, once again, you're looking at this with the wrong point of view. The way that the citizens must feel about this is,
relieved?
well, at least we get to play for an hour and a half.
Oh.
Because remember, gaming was banned there for a long, long time. Consoles were illegal. Till what, 2 years ago?
I thought last year.
Okay, so, hey, you know what? If you want to do it, it's all just a different point of view, man, different mindset. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, this is communism.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of counterfeit things, so that way one kid is going to have like 5 accounts, and he's going to just...
That's
that
actually
way.
what they're talking about.
How much time do the Muslims in the concentration camps in China get?
Probably not a lot.
I'm wondering,
Okay, probably
there's
10
always
minutes
that
a day.
too.
We don't pay attention to that or the ID codes that they're giving people. So,
because you know why?
This is nothing like Hitler.
That's not important.
Even people in China, like different parents and different things are speaking out, like, you understand that these kids are smart, right?
Yeah.
Like,
they're going to find a way
to get around.
Life always finds a way.
They're going to take... Life always finds a way. They are going to take their parents' ID. You think they don't know what their parents' ID is?
Their newborn
Yeah,
brother.
you think they're not going to find a way around this? Like, for me, what I think of is...
Is it worth the punishment? Ain't no game worth that.
I guess that's kind of true. But think about it this way. They constantly, like, when you're hacked and people are literally just hacking your game just so they can play the game because they can't get that game over there. That happened with me with EA.
Yeah.
It was a Chinese hacker. They're going to do it. They're going to find out somebody's code and use it. Some kid in high school is going to use somebody else's code and all this stuff, and they're not going to be able to track it because...
And so they have this code.
Yes.
To play a video game.
It's their ID code in general.
Just to go online?
Think of it as a social security
to
card.
prove your papers. I don't know, like to show that. Yeah.
So how do they?
It's probably all monitored through a server.
Yeah.
There's got to be. So it's gonna have some sort of.
Hey, Google probably helped them design this.
So it's probably.
I'm just telling you, that's probably what happened.
Like they're gonna have like a web portal they have to log into, and then like a launcher kind of a thing that they're gonna go from the ground up with like.
That's what it seems like.
App.
Yeah, because I imagine it's going to be before you can load the game. It's probably going to be something has to be put in.
Unless they use a VPN.
Yeah.
And play it that way.
Illegal.
Well, they have them. How do you think? So basically, as Elasno said, they're caring oppressors. They care about their children so much that they are taking the children's well-being out
Towards
of
the
the
win.
hands of the parents because they aren't doing a good enough job.
No, we're talking about China, not California.
Oh, so
So what China is doing is actually revolutionary.
Yes.
then.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just.
it's
way
just
behind.
interesting. It's
Yeah, this.
what do you think is next? Because it was like, all right, you can play games. Whoa, calm down now.
Well, I mean, what they're going to have to do is basically copy all the popular games. I think that will be what's next.
I think that's coming. I do think that
That
Blizzard's going to end up not over there much longer, and
And-
everything's going to be knockoffs.
knockoffs, and they'll have their own control over that.
So this is going to be like other countries' movies, like
Well,
where they
you-
like
you
where they
just
make.
brought up, you just brought up movies. They're saying that now, all these American movies that are making all this money in China,
Uh-huh.
making these millions and billions
Yeah.
of dollars. So yeah, they're generating that money, but the money's not coming back to the studios.
What?
Yeah, they don't answer to anybody.
Wow.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think as far as video games go, that will be the next step. Is that they basically pirate or copy, these games instead of being Overwatch, it'll be like Oversea or something, and then they'll have their own login, own browser portal to play these games. And
Claw's
then-
trying to take a jab. Says they went one step further than Sony. Never mind about no crossplay, no play at all. Everybody was that way for a long time, Claw. How soon you forget just because Xbox did it first.
But did they? Rocket League was on PlayStation.
PlayStation, yep. And
And I
PC.
remember playing, what was it called? Shadow.
Oh yeah, PlayStation had crossplay between on Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy.
11 between.
And also PS2 and Xbox, original Xbox. What was that game called? Was it Shadowfall or Shadow?
Oh,
Shadowrun.
Shadowfell. Oh, Shadow what?
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that was
Shadowrun
with
had it.
between PC and
That was a great game. I loved that,
Yeah.
that game.
It just wasn't mass.
That was
But-
360 and PS2.
Yeah. Last note said this is going to create an enormous black market effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, another
I mean,
thing.
it's already
You're going to
there.
be selling unique IDs.
Wait, Chinese do black market stuff?
I mean, it's already there, but yeah, it's gonna be more prolific.
It's going to be like it's going to be another thing that like this is the new salt. This is going to be something that they're going to be able to sell these kids in some place, and it's going to be, hey, here's a unique ID, unlimited access, but you can only buy it for 3 months.
Once again,
or a subscription
I
or
don't
something.
care how good a game is. It's not worth freaking going to prison or a concentration camp, man.
Yeah.
There's always that. So
I don't know though. What? There's something about when you're not allowed to do something, when there's like a potential, a
enticing.
basic
You know-
freedom that everybody in the world has, and you can't do it.
Claw puts, my joke was that you don't have to protect the children from the crossplay if they have no ability to play at all. I am so sick of hearing protect the children. Everything. They use that as their freaking shoehorn into everything.
To make more money.
It's always
not
the
even-
shoehorn. They're using it on the vape thing right now.
It's
I don't
everything.
vape. It's everything. Everything. It's always to protect the children. No, it's not. It's for someone to make more money.
Yeah, it's always to make more money. How
or
about
to oppress.
you let the parents?
Yeah.
Like, I understand there's a point where like the parents went too far, but this is a case by case situation.
At that point, you would call child.
Yeah,
protective
child
service.
protective services. Apparently, in
Let's
this,
not get into that.
Yeah,
And have,
okay,
and
yeah,
have
but-
them look into it and what-
yeah, this is just a whole new level of, ugh. 90 minutes a day, which is a decent amount of time, I guess. But if I
Well,
did
you're
all my
thinking as
homework,
you're thinking as an adult.
Yeah.
If you're off of school at 2, you
They
have.
don't get out
Yeah.
of school at 2. Don't they have 10-hour days or 11-hour days?
well, do they start at 4 in the morning? I don't know.
It's something ridiculous.
Yeah, so, but
It
it's,
is. Oh,
it-
Kamala Harris is trying to make that in California 10-hour days.
Oh yeah.
I would take 4 to 10s
I
in a
lo-
heartbeat.
No, 5 10s.
5 10s.
Well, he can go screw himself.
But no,
That's
it's
she.
she. And the reason she's doing that is because of, she knows with her children that's what you should. Oh, wait a minute. She doesn't have any kids. I forgot.
Is this for kids or for work days?
School.
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 School days.
Boy, you're on top of things.
8 to 6.
Because it's supposed to help with the parents that are working.
I mean, it does. It means I don't have to pay for babysitting. So there's that. But
Once again,
How do you
so you're gonna
expect
give
them
that
to
over-
have? How do you expect them to have like? You think a kid's gonna sit there for freaking
If
10
they're
hours?
told to, or they go to a concentration camp. Yes, they are.
I don't know. That's a whole other
California's
topic.
done that before.
What's interesting is the gaming industry there doesn't think this will affect the 33 billion in annual revenue
They won't. 'Cause
it
they're-
draws.
Because they'll still play.
Yeah.
Not as much.
Well, they're multiplying more over there.
I don't know the demographic over there.
I,
What the gaming demographic is age wise.
that's the other thing.
But
yeah.
if most of your gamers are young and now they can't play,
But they're not.
I don't know.
I think it's 18 to 34 now is the
Average.
highest.
I know that's
demographic.
here.
Well, I would imagine everywhere. If it's here,
I
it's
don't
probably
know.
the same everywhere else.
Yeah, because
similar.
everybody's the same as America.
No, as far
No,
as
I'm just talking about
video
games.
gaming.
I'm just talking gaming.
Because
Yeah.
we're all getting that age.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not China because they didn't really have video games. So give it 10, 20 years, they'll be that age.
I don't know.
All right, I'm done with the nitty gritty.
Yeah, those.
That's depressing.
It is depressing. How about we move into the claw then? The claw is the chat lobby asks.
The claw.
This-
Claw's corner.
I knew that was
Nope.
coming. This is where you, the people in the audience, at any point, can ask us to talk about
The hell
something.
is that?
You can post.
Yeah, that's something Robert put on there.
It's
What is it?
funny.
It's a claw made out of White Claw drinks.
You know those stupid White Claw drinks that everybody's drinking?
I don't know what White Claw is.
It's
It's
like
this.
alcoholic spritzer water. Like it's like alcoholic carbonated
oh, so it's a
water.
real macho drink.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's hipster.
That's the funny thing is it's stupid.
It's just something that Robert would drink.
Robert actually would drink that. That's because Robert can't drink beer.
All right.
But it's the claw. Anyways, this is where you can let us know what you want to talk about. This is your portion of the show.
Sometimes
Anybody
it's 30
in the
seconds,
audience.
Sometimes it's 30 minutes.
Sometimes 30 minutes. Hopefully it's 30 seconds because we've got to get going.
Claw says, "Why do you think I am white?"
I've actually never
thought
assumed your
anything,
color.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I know is his name.
I know that you're from England.
Yeah, and I have no idea what.
Did I assume
They're
you
a
were
pretty
white?
diverse place over there.
Yeah. Giant Exel says nobody's drinking those. It's the new Zima.
Oh,
It is. There
Is it
is.
phlegm? Is that Zima was like flavored phlegm?
So
I wouldn't know.
Claw says
Zima's
so. This
back from my time.
Claw
I've heard of it.
says so. This
the
gen
worst.
started with 4v1 and hero shooters being hyped as the next big thing, only for it to end with battle royale and games as a service. So, what do you think will be the next big thing to fall away?
To fall away.
Battle
Battle
Royales.
royale.
Oh, see, I believe it is the co-op shooters. I think those are going to go away. I think it is like the Destinies, and I think that those. I think they've had their time.
What do
The
you
only
mean?
one that's going to be left around is because look, there's Destiny. There was what's the one really big one? Division, Anthem. I think Anthem's showing that those are going away. So I think those games are falling away already.
I think
Oh,
Anthem's
you mean MMO like RPG, MMORPG shooters.
Yeah, well, Destiny is
Because
more push on the RPG. The other ones don't. Push
Fortnite
as
is
much.
co-op. You go in there with a squad.
No,
for-
that's PvP though. That's different. I'm talking about the ones like player versus environment.
Oh, PvE. Okay, so you're
Yeah.
saying PvE shooters.
Yeah, I think those mainly are the next
Um,
one.
I think battle royales are going to be
unless they come up with something crazy.
a thing
I'm
of the
hoping
past
that
within 2 years.
big like mag games come out and become the future.
What do you mean?
Mag, remember Mag?
I love Mag.
Yeah,
You have to be.
I love
Yeah.
Mag.
I'm hoping that's the next thing, like persistent big battles, like, and it's so much so that you jump in, you're playing for a while, and the round may not even be over. You know, maybe it like be a week-long campaign of you trying to take over all these places, and at the end of the week, that's when the game ends, and that's you'll see who wins.
Look, man.
That would be
You
it.
can't even get people to do a raid, so I don't know.
Yeah,
about that. That's rough.
No, I'm saying like a big, like maybe
Almost
you're
like an event.
yeah, like you're a one squad of 100 squads,
Gotcha.
and you're all working together for this, for your
So-
side.
You know, it's funny. Splatoon kind of does something like that over the weekend. They'll
Yeah.
have everybody's on this team, everybody's on this team, and whoever jumps in, and they fight, and it takes the tally over the entire weekend, and that's who.
That's
wins.
kind of
Yeah,
like
and
how
there's games
For
that do
Honor
that.
does that
Yeah.
as well with their. Remember For Honor?
That's not
How
the
they
main
have to-
shtick of a game, though, but it's fun.
But if you did make it the main shtick of the game, that'd be kind of interesting.
I just think it's an add-on to every game that you
You-
could have, but it doesn't make or break a game.
I would almost want to reverse his question, and what I by that is, I never would have saw Battle Royale coming. Never would have saw that coming. Never thought of it.
Okay.
Is there anything you could see coming that might take people by surprise? Like, because I don't have the imagination for it. I can't really think of it. Like, what type of things? Would it be what you just said, Ate? Do you think maybe that?
Possibly that if you got a good
Because the next generation should be strong enough to do that, right?
yeah, and the server system, because that's when cloud network service.
So, like we were talking about, Matt, we put all of our faith in Stadia.
No, I'm saying like if the networks are getting big enough where you can start even thinking about doing Stadia and stuff like that, a big 200, 300, 400 server, player server would be relatively easy to do.
Yeah, but at a certain point, you lose connection with, like, the game. Like, Battlefield. It's big.
Right.
Was it 64 on 64?
I believe.
I don't.
Or is it
know.
32 or 32?
I think they're
you
both.
lose connection with the team as a whole. You start to as the game gets bigger and bigger. Where like,
Well, I would.
I'm just playing with my people here, and I'm doing this battle here,
Well, that's
and I'm
one
just
thing about-
worried about this objective
Well, that's
here.
that's what thing about what made Mag good is
so
that you
amazing.
You had the squad leaders
But
reporting to the commanders.
That was one game that did it right. My point is, not every game's going to do that, and going bigger and bigger and bigger.
No, but I agree. If they could do that, that
If
would
they
be
could,
amazing.
and they've done it in the past, so there's a possibility for it to happen
it's just
again.
I don't want every game to be that big.
No, not
Just like
every, but I
battle,
would love
just
for there
like
to
battle
be.
royale. Not everything needs to be a battle royale. If one person does it right, I'm okay with that. Maybe two people, but then you have the PUBG versus Fortnite. Who's going to put Thanos in their game and get more subscribers, and this one dies because it's not that. If one person does it right, okay. Like shooters is the only thing like you can say. In general, the shooter genre and maybe MMORPGs that have just stood the test of time as a genre. Because from GoldenEye to Call of Duty, it's just an evolved form of the game. And close, small shooting action versus every time they try to go outside and create, the battle royale, I think it's going to be a fad, a trend, because then everybody wants to do it, and everybody realizes, well, I can't do it as well. Okay, go back to this, like hone it back in. I don't like people doing things just to do things because it's the trend, I guess.
Well, that's not what he was asking though. He was asking like, what do you expect? Well,
Bye, last no. I don't know. I would say that it's. I don't think just making
no, I'm saying that's what I would like. Is my idea.
making big games.
Or at least have one big game. Like that's what made Mag so awesome. It was like it was the only one that did it.
That's fine, but he was talking about trends. He was saying it was 4v1 and hero shooters, and then battle royale became the big trend. So what
I can say that maybe that kind of thing, like that idea, but like the trend would be like big massive battles. So you have your For Honor type medieval,
Almost like an EVE Online.
yeah, like big things where you have your sci-fi version, you have your military version, you have your fantasy version of these types of games where you would want to play these big games.
Good work. He did ask what you think was going to fall away, and so he went to
Fall away would be
battle royales.
would
I
be
think are going to
battle
fall away. What takes its place? I don't know. It could be your big battles. I think it's going to be something different, something that doesn't need to be huge. It just needs to be unique, like Overwatch was unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
or just VR in general with the new systems.
I don't think.
Have either of you played Beat Saber yet?
No. I've seen a bunch of videos. Yeah. I don't know. I think battle royals will fall away in place of unique, fun games. Something's going to take over. And you've got people still pushing for it. Riot Games announced all those different things: a new shooter, a fighting game, those things are still core. So, I don't know.
Tell you what, man. You want to see Xbox frickin' do something dominant? If they frickin' adapted Oculus into the next Xbox.
Yeah.
If they did that, that would be frickin' huge.
And that'd be good for competition
That
because
would be
PlayStation will.
huge if
Yeah.
they would do that. If they would bring Oculus in with that, I'm like, oh man.
But that's owned by Facebook, right?
Yeah, so Microsoft will team up with them
Um,
to move that many millions of units.
Yeah.
Be
Because there's no way
interesting.
the Vive can get on that.
Claude
Too
wants to
expensive.
know, what are you expecting from Sony in terms of new IP? With the
don't
biggest
know.
games next gen being sequels. So you're
Sequels are
saying
easier.
new IP.
How do you predict a new IP?
Yeah, nobody would have predicted Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freaking phenomenal. Now, I mean, the new IP that we still have coming out is
Ghost of Tsushima.
that's the one.
That's the one I'm really excited about.
So, since you said that,
But that's this generation.
do you think?
No, I mean they did
Push it back.
Push it back.
Do you think it'll make this generation?
I think it'll have probably
Both versions.
both versions, or the single
I think
version.
every game coming out this year and next year,
Well,
every game is formatted to play on the new on the new
All
one. I think.
PS4s are.
Well, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, I think all of them are already optimized because it's backwards compatible. I think everything coming out in a year
I agree
before
with
this
that.
thing are always already going to be optimized to play on the next game, on the next
Or
console.
they'll just do what they did with the PS2, PS3 era,
And just
and just either re-release or have.
Give you both, but those are two
Both.
different versions. I'm saying it's not going. I'm saying it's
You're not
going
going to need it. I agree
yeah.
with you.
Klaus says I meant like which genre will get the Naughty Dog treatment.
Okay. There's only one genre that can surprise us because it's the only one Sony doesn't have. RPGs. Sony does not have an RPG studio. Sony has not released an RPG. That's the only thing we would need, and I would love to see them.
What
pick
does
up someone
Microsoft
like
have?
Level 5
He's
City.
saying like a
Obsidian.
semi-open world science fiction Naughty Dog game. We have not seen, like, I'm trying to think of a science fiction PlayStation
All right,
exclusive.
semi-open world sci-fi. There you go.
No, that's more sci-fi post-apocalyptic trouble. Like it is, but like
You're thinking more like. a
I
Star
mean like an
Wars,
actual
like-
sci-fi, your Star Trek, Star Wars kind of, your Mass Andromeda,
You gotta remember,
your Mass
look
Effects.
at- they
That
tried
is a
it.
sci-fi.
Sony Santa Monica put 3 years into that, and they freaking canceled it. That's when Stig left and ended up going to work for EA. So, and see, he does say Microsoft. See, now they have Outer Worlds 2 now, and that's true.
And the
they have
rebooted Fable.
So, but has Sony's never had that, huh?
The only thing they ever had was like Final Fantasy back
But
in the
those are all
day.
Square.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are. Maybe Sony just buys Square.
If
That
they did,
would
if
not
they,
happen.
No, I want to see that. Like, I actually like his idea, the Naughty Dog touch, that touch on a sci-fi game, because
Or
that
Insomniac or
game
something.
or Insomniac, that game to me is going to be more along the lines of us getting a good Mass Effect or a BioShock type game where it's
and Crystal
otherworldly.
Dynamics is multi-platform, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's Square.
yeah. Microsoft Next Gen will be the one to watch to become RPG games.
Okay,
Yes,
Western.
they bought-
RPGs.
yeah. Well,
Western, not RPG.
no,
over-
but he's right. They bought 3 RPG studios. They did.
No,
So-
3 RPG studies.
Oh, you're saying Western as in
They're
not
West-
JRPG.
yes,
I was
they're not
thinking like Red Dead
JRPG.
Redemption. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, Western, like these are the Western ones, like Obsidian, like Bethesda, like what's the Cyberpunk one? What the hell is? Who are they?
CD Projekt Red.
CD
CD Projekt Red,
So
yeah.
these are all Western ones, which I dig and I love them. But honestly, the JRPGs is the ones that.
All right.
That's why I love to see Sony pick up level 5.
It'd be interesting to see. I would love to see out of Naughty Dog or Insomniac or somebody or Santa Monica
Sony Santa
a cool sci-fi kind of like.
But Santa Monica is the one that.
I
they
know,
play
I
for
know,
the-
I know. I'm saying
there was some the director of is it Balrog that tweeted recently. It was just a like dot 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 dot, and then message terminated. It was like a dot dot dot. It was like a cryptic thing that they're working on something, and it seemed kind of sci-fi.
He better not, because they better be doing that damn next God of War.
they're still doing it, but yeah, it'd be interesting. Hey, what if it came out that like Kratos is actually another like ancestor of like Desmond in Assassin's Creed?
Don't ever do that.
This whole time.
It was Desmond the Animus.
Is the
know,
Animus and you're playing Desmond?
We're coming to the end of this generation, so it's getting me to the point where I want to start going back and re-hitting the highlights. Like I want to go back and play Horizon again. I do want to go play God of War again.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, I don't need to. Too recent, and I did all the DLC too. But
I'm still working on that DLC.
yeah, so I'm kind of wanting to go back and hit the high points. I will not go back and play Ni no Kuni 2 again because 170 hours is enough.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's like I'm not excited. The only new game I am excited about for the next year, not even Cyberpunk, is Last of Us.
There's 3 games I'm excited about: Cyberpunk,
Last of Us,
and
Ghost
Ghost of
of-
Tsushima.
Yeah.
Those are
I'm
3.
telling you,
That's
I
enough for
believe
me.
So for me, Ghost of Tsushima will be.
Get out.
I'm
Whatever you're gonna say,
considering it-
get out.
I'm considering it.
I wouldn't be
PS5.
I wouldn't be surprised
I'm considering that a
Oh.
PS5 game.
because
I really
those
am.
graphics on that was like Horizon Zero Dawn looks pretty and
Okay.
everything, but it does not have
Okay.
those.
But sometimes a studio can pull out of a machine
Right.
graphics that look next gen, reference
It's
A,
God
B,
of
C,
War
and D
2,
is God of War.
Yeah, God of War.
Like
2.
like God,
Well,
like
even God of War, you could kind of tell it was this generation.
God of War 3, when that scene, and that was towards the end of the generation, you're like, how are you getting these graphics out of this system? This looks next gen.
Well, it was a lot of illusionary stuff, but
Well, Nintendo does it too. That's
well,
my
Nintendo will never look next gen.
no, but it always looks better than it should
Exactly.
at 1080p, 720p. It always looks like it's just the way they do it.
The last
Some
console
studios can
that
do it.
actually did
Oh, I'm
well
sorry. There's
was-
another game next year, but it's next generation that I'm really looking forward to. You grabbing that made me think of it.
Oh,
Infinite?
Halo.
Infinite,
Yeah.
man. I'm looking forward to Halo Infinite. I really am looking forward to that.
All right, I think we're done, guys. What do you guys think?
I think so. We got through
We got
everything.
what? Klaus says I
We
can't
didn't
wait
even talk
for
about
next.
Smash.
What?
Oh,
Why? What's?
That Terry Bogard got added to Smash
Oh
this
yeah, I
week.
saw that. Who is he?
I
How
did
dare
not
you.
see it. I did not see it.
How dare you? From Fatal Fury and Fatal Fury 2
Oh,
and
yeah.
King of Fighter, all the SNK fighters, Terry Bogard, best character to use in all those games.
I played that game last week.
Which one?
Smash with Jude. I did not see that they added it this
No,
week.
It was this week.
Yeah.
And
I didn't realize there was an update to
you
that.
have to have the thing, of course.
I have it. The
okay.
fighter pass. Yeah.
But also, I always love SNK fighters over the Street Fighters anyway.
I think the only SNK fighter was the arcade version at Citrus College. They had a,
Fatal Fury, or was it King of Fighters?
I think it was King of.
Or King of Fighters 99. And there's all of them. They're all
Which
I
was
just-
the one on PC? It wasn't King of Fighters.
It wasn't SNK.
No, it was. Remember, like the
Oh,
prey
it was Capcom versus SNK, the arcade.
with the prey mantis and.
Dude, that's one I gave you guys.
Yes,
Dude, I wish I could find that game. That
That-
game was so much fun.
but
have
that
it
was
somewhere.
cross-platform. I thought.
no, it was just PC. That game was only a PC game.
and I had that somewhere stored away.
Do you?
Mhm.
That game was so
I have all
much fun.
those old games that you gave us.
I'm gonna figure this out real fast.
You won't figure it out, dude.
Shh.
I've tried looking for that thing.
Come on now. We gotta find it. I've actually found this before.
But probably by putting with the praying mantis
I
fighter.
did literally.
That game was funny, dude.
That site can't be reached. That was weird.
But
FX Fighter.
FX. How the hell did you do that?
We are Google Meisters.
We are Google. Google
Oh
is
my
us. Screw Stadia.
God. Oh my God. FX Fighter. That game was fun.
That game If that came back, I'd love that game. That game to me was better than Street Fighter, was better than the SNK games,
Well, it was a.
and Tekken was better than all.
Yeah, I like that game.
But
I can't believe you found it that fast.
Claw says, how does Honor feel about the Queen having 2 birthdays?
I mean, she's the queen. She can do whatever the hell she wants. What the hell do I
Quick,
care?
short, and sweet. This has been the Casual Misfits Gaming Podcast, but we have a new segment we want to leave you with.
Oh yeah, this stupid thing.
What's this?
We want, every time we leave, we want to give you guys some advice. Not advice from us, but advice from a non-gamer.
'Cause
2
that's what you need on
gamers.
it.
Because I was writing this podcast outline with you last
Yeah.
night, and I was at a brewery. And
As you do.
As you do. And a friend of ours, of mine and Jillian, was there, and she
I
kept
agree, Claw.
she kept rolling her eyes at me for not doing this,
Engaging.
for not engaging. And I was like, look, when I finish this, I will be done. I'm still kind of talking to them, whatever. And I was like, okay, I think I'm done. And she rolled her eyes again, and she's like, this stupid, whatever. And she's like, just tell them not to run over the bananas. And I was like, so dumb.
No, but that's good advice.
But
actually.
it's good advice.
That's good
that was the
advice.
issue. I was so bugged at her, but when she said it, I was like, damn it, that's actually really good advice. So we will leave you with non-gamer Tammy's advice for gamers: don't run over the bananas.
And just for all gamers, one last thing. Just remind anybody when they decide to roll their eyes like that or decide to talk any shit they feel like talking, just remind them that the gaming industry annually makes more than movies, music, NFL, NBA, and MLB all combined.
Oh, also Joker, most profitable comic book movie ever.
No,
Joker-
but it's horrible. You shouldn't see it.
Joker is the greatest comic book movie ever. It is unbelievable how great. I mean, that.
I didn't mean to get a discussion,
Oh
but
my
yes, it's
God.
amazing.
Okay, you know, I told you I was really upset this morning about Gears not leaving me in awe. Mm-hmm. See, I guess I'm not so upset because I watched Joker last weekend, and that took me through the whole damn week.
Yep,
Oh my God! You seen it,
amazing.
Monte?
Yeah.
He saw it.
Oh my God, that is one of the greatest films I've ever seen.
Anyways, this is the Casual Misfits Gaming Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at CMG_Gamecast. Everywhere else at Casual Misfits Gaming. If you want to watch the recorded version of this, where you can see the trailers behind us and cool stuff going on, that's on YouTube at Casual Misfits Gaming. If you want to listen to this on your drive to work while you're at work sitting in your cubicle or office and need something, idiotic people talking to you, you can listen to it on iTunes, Soundcloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and really everywhere else at Casual Misfits
Yeah, I use
Gaming.
Podcast Addict.
There you go.
what
Any
I use.
podcast catcher you can use. You can
Yeah.
find anything. But if you prefer service, we're on there. I'm Matt Rojas, a.k.a. the Dread Pirate. With me, we had
Jason Zahner.
Zoner. And on the far end,
I'm Otto Rojas, also known as No Jeans.
no jeans. This has been the CMG Podcast, episode number 83.
Bye bye.
Oh, don't even try it.
You didn't know. Yeah, I was trying to get.
I looked that up at the
I
beginning.
was trying to make you say it again. See if you retain that information. We'll see you next week.